Hello, my friends. Keith, Sheena, me. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, so Sheena, you have your premiere tomorrow morning, right? Are you excited? I don't know why the computer's struggling so much. I'm barely doing anything. I hope you guys are doing well. I got sushi. I'm gonna show you guys the sushi that I got. I also got a coffee. Actually, I got two coffees. Um, says cold or hot on the coffee, which I find really interesting. Oh, we also need to do a shout out to my nail girl. This is now an official 3 week set of nails that has been just perfect. So I'm very happy. I just wish she was not in Florida. um, anyway, so this is called the coffee. My God, my hair does need dyed. Um, just look at that, the coffee. Also, it's cold here. I'm wearing a scarfy, shawly type thing. Um, and I'm gonna eat a little bit while we watch some court. We have some court from just earlier today, maybe yesterday. So we're gonna be good. I know Courtney, so early. Well, because I wanted to eat, but I wanted to show you the sushi I got. Okay, so this is tuna tataki, which is like barely seared tuna. It's delicious. I also got some spring rolls, but I'm not sure if I'm going to eat those. And then this is the cowboy roll. Remember, I've been telling you about that. This is really good sushi for like first timers because there's not really anything like raw fish in it or anything like that. So this is a really good sushi roll. And you can see Canadian inflation prices. This roll is $7.50 for one roll. And the tataki, oh, shouldn't have even. It was $10 for that. So, my American friends, please rejoice in the price and quantity of the food that you get. But at this Japanese store, they always give you these little things to start with to wipe your hands. So we'll start by washing my hands. Oh, it's always tasty. It's well worth it. The thing is, if I go to a restaurant, I'm gonna spend $15 plus for the exact same amount of tuna tataki and maybe worse quality. Like I've been to a lot of Japanese restaurants, a lot around here. And so it is this is like a nice hand washing towel. Look at I have makeup on my hands. Um anyways, so what did you guys have for lunch or dinner? I know I'm pretty early, so like Courtney still has to go to the store. Hi Jay from Michigan. I was just showing off my sushi that I got. Now I'm washing my hands all nice with this before we eat. And I'm going to drink my coffee. If anybody else is having an afternoon coffee, go ahead and tell me about that. I'm having literally the coffee. Broccoli and noodles and chicken. That sounds pretty yummy. Hi, Lisa. Look alive. Holly's right behind you. I'm sure she is. William, never far behind. Um, so this is from a Japanese store. Actually, I made a whole video about the entire thing. I was like, come on, be a content creator. Create some content. I can't just open it now because my hands are wet. Oh, there we go. And so if I ever get around to it, I have like the entire experience of that and showing off in the store what they had, which was lots. Anyways, so like I said, you got to shake this up because this coffee comes pre-made with sugar and cream in it. And in Japan, these would be sold in a vending machine and they can be hot or cold. You see it there? Hot or cold. But in like I was trying to think, how would they warm this? Like I know they have vending machines that's what they do. So I know in Japan how they would. And you can see here, this has been relabeled for Canada, which means it includes a double set in English and French of ingredients, but underneath it, I can see the Japanese. So I'm assuming these are imported, and it's called UCC, the coffee, brilliant fine sugar, 250 grams. But so I know in a vending machine they would heat this, but I was thinking a baby bottle warmer might warm this up. It's metal, like it's a metal tin. So I don't know that I would, I don't know how else I would do it. Maybe water in a pot or pan. You could warm it up like that. I guess you could pour it into a mug and put it in the microwave, but that seems fucked up to me for some reason. Jukebox cherry. Drop it in a tea kettle. So in Canada and most Commonwealth countries, a tea kettle is electric. You would not want to drop anything into it, metal especially. Uh, and you don't throw metal in the microwave, y'all. Um, Anyways, I just drink it cold. I like it cold. I don't look usually before I drink things. Be like a double boiler, I guess. How would you get it out? Tongs, I guess. I don't know. What I was thinking is like a baby warm, you know, like a bottle warmer. That's really yummy. But like I said, um, hot or cold. Mine happens to be cold. Warm it up with jumper cables. That's a good one. Okay. So if you guys are just arriving, please make sure you've clocked in for your shift by hitting the like button. That's super duper helpful. We're gonna go ahead and watch some court. I was just watching. I have an eclectic YouTube taste that varies so much based on my current, I don't know, mood slash life. So, um, for some reason, me with my one child, I follow many large families on YouTube and like their cooking, like big batch cooking, which I would never need to do. But I just love it for some reason. So I was watching this. Yeah, that's even weirder when I think about it. So like her kid's 16th birthday vlog. Anyways. But what we have for court is da, 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 da. We're going to county. We're going to the nice judge, and I think it's going to be an interpreter. But you know what? We all need to learn a little bit. And also, I'll show
y
you.
a Edwin Ramírez. Por favor, levante la mano. Y a Edwin Ramírez. Por favor, levante la mano, caballeros.
All right, thank you.
Bien, gracias.
My name is Tanisa Jeffers, and I'm going to be magistrating you all this morning.
Yo soy la juez Tenisa Jeffers y yo les voy a dar su instrucción de cargos esta mañana.
First, we're going to go over your general rights.
Primero, les voy a explicar sus derechos generales.
You have the right to remain silent.
Tienen el derecho de permanecer callados.
You are not required to make a statement.
No están obligados a decir nada.
Any statement you do make, however, can and will be used as evidence against you should your case proceed to trial.
Sin embargo, cualquier cosa que ustedes digan podrá y será utilizado como evidencia en su contra si su caso llega a tener un juicio.
You have the right to retain an attorney.
Tienen el derecho de contratar un abogado.
You have the right to have that attorney present during any interview with any peace officers or other attorneys who may represent the state.
Tienen el derecho de tener a su abogado presente con ustedes durante cualquier entrevista con cualquier oficial de paz u otros abogados que representan el Estado.
You have the right to terminate an interview at any time.
Tienen el derecho de dar por terminada la entrevista en cualquier momento.
If you are indigent and cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to request the appointment of an attorney.
Si a usted se le considera indigente y no tiene los medios para contratar un abogado, usted o tiene el derecho de solicitar que se le asigne un abogado de oficio.
You have the right to an examining trial, which is a pre-hearing if you're charged with a felony.
Tendrá el derecho a una audiencia de vinculación, que es una audiencia preliminar, si a usted se le acusa de un delito grave.
You will be given a reasonable time and opportunity to consult with an attorney.
Se le dará el tiempo y la oportunidad razonable de consultar con un abogado.
And you will be admitted to bail if allowed by law.
Y la fianza se otorgará según marca la ley.
Do you have any questions, gentlemen, regarding your general rights?
¿Tendrán alguna pregunta, caballeros, respecto a sus derechos generales?
All right.
Yes, so a med check is a really good thing. I realized I didn't take my meds last 2 days. I don't know why. I feel like I said med check, but I don't know. Also, I love this stuff. So this is tuna tataki. Vicky's here, by the way. And Melanie said she was going to be here. She's probably just fashionably late doing Melanie things, you know? Oh, she's right there. See? Ask and you shall receive.
All right, thank you.
Bien, gracias.
Next, we're going to go over the 4 main ways to be released from custody.
Ahora les voy a explicar las 4 formas principales en que pueden ser liberados.
The first way is to post the full amount of your bail in cash or with the cashier's check.
La primera es depositando el monto total de su fianza en efectivo o con un cheque de cajero.
That is the full amount, not a percentage or a payment plan.
Y esa es la cantidad total. No es un porcentaje ni es un plan de pagos.
That money is kept on deposit with the sheriff's office until your case is resolved.
Ese dinero queda en depósito con la oficina del sheriff hasta que se resuelva su caso.
Once your case is resolved, those monies are returned to you.
Una vez que se resuelva su caso, esos dineros se le reembolsan a usted.
The second way to be released from custody is by hiring a bail bondsman.
La segunda forma en que puede ser liberado de la cárcel es contratando a una afianzadora.
A bail bondsman will in general charge you 10 to 15% of the bond amount to obtain your release from jail.
Una afianzadora le va a cobrar en general entre el 10 y el 15% del monto de su fianza para lograr su liberación de la cárcel.
Any fee you pay a bondsman, however, is non-refundable.
Sin embargo, lo que usted le pague a la afianzadora no es reembolsable.
When you are back at the post, you will be given access to the different phone numbers of different bail bondsmen, if that is what you desire.
Cuando regresen a los separos, se les dará acceso a diferentes números de diferentes afianzadoras, si eso es lo que usted desea.
The third way to be released from custody is by qualifying for personal bond.
La tercera forma en que pueden ser liberados es calificando para una fianza personal.
A personal bond is essentially your promise to return to court.
Una fianza personal es esencialmente su promesa de regresar al juzgado.
The fourth and final way to be released from custody is by hiring an attorney.
La cuarta y última forma en que pueden ser liberados de la cárcel es contratando a un abogado.
An attorney can obtain either a surety bond or a personal bond on your behalf.
Un abogado podrá obtener ya sea una fianza personal o una fianza con garantía a nombre de usted.
Additionally, any fee you pay an attorney to get you released from custody will oftentimes go towards your total legal fees if you end up hiring that attorney to handle the rest of your case. That way, you do not have to pay twice.
Además, lo que usted le pague al abogado para lograr su liberación de la cárcel, muchas veces se aplica a los honorarios legales totales si usted termina contratando a ese abogado para manejar el resto de su caso. De esa manera, usted no tiene que pagar 2 veces.
Regardless of how you get out of custody, make sure you return for all your court dates, or a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Sin importar de cómo logra su liberación, asegúrese de regresar a todas sus comparecencias en el juzgado. De otra manera, se emitirá una orden de aprehensión en su contra.
Do you have any questions, gentlemen, regarding the
Excuse me,
to be released from custody?
excuse me.
Hold on. Hold on. Do you have any questions?
Hold on, do you have any questions? Yeah, he seems to have a question, Judge. Come on now. But seriously, we've never heard that before. Also, yes, this is sushi. This is cowboy roll sushi. So it's beef, cucumber, mayonnaise, seaweed, and rice. And soy sauce that I've just now added.
Questions, gentlemen, regarding the 4 main ways to be released from custody?
¿Tendrá alguna-
Yes.
Hold on.
Espere. ¿Tendrán alguna pregunta, caballeros, respecto a las 4 formas principales en que pueden ser liberados?
No. Okay, thank you. Sir, what is your question in the back?
I didn't hear the first way to be released. I didn't hear the first way to be released.
I don't understand what he's asking me, Brown. What is he
I
asking?
didn't hear the first way. First way to be released.
You can pay cash.
Keeping the number
100%
one.
cash.
100% cash for what?
Of your bond amount.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Ruiz Vasquez, if you are non-United States citizens, you may request that your country's consular officers here in the United States be notified of your situation.
Señor Ramírez y Ruiz Vázquez, si ustedes no son ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos, ustedes pueden solicitar que se le avise a los oficiales consulares de sus países aquí en los Estados Unidos sobre su situación.
You may also communicate with your consular officer.
Ustedes también podrán comunicarse con su oficial consular.
A consular officer may be able to help you obtain legal representation, contact your family, and visit you in detention, among other things.
El oficial consular quizás pueda ayudarle a obtener representación legal, contactar a su familia y visitarlo en la cárcel, entre otras cosas.
If you would like us to notify your consular officer, you can request this notification now.
Si ustedes desean que se le avise al oficial consular de su país, ustedes pueden solicitar esta notificación ahora mismo.
Mr. Ruiz Vasquez, what is your country of origin, sir?
Señor Ruiz Vázquez, ¿cuál es su país de origen, señor?
Mexicano.
Mexican.
Would you like for us to notify your consular officer for your native country of Mexico?
¿Desea usted que se le avise al oficial consular de su país natal de México?
No.
No.
So ordered.
Así se ordena.
Mr. Ramirez, what is your country of origin, sir?
That's interesting. Well, maybe we hear them say no quite a bit. I don't know. We haven't listened to this. We also had the interrupter. I wonder what he's charged with. That'll be interesting to see. Welcome to everybody who's just getting here. I'm sorry that YouTube didn't send you a notification. I'm not in charge of that. I wish I was. I would send a lot more people notifications. But I'm not in charge of that, so. You can only change your name once every so many days, though, so you'll be stuck like that for a while.
Señor Ramírez, ¿cuál es su país de origen, señor?
Hondureño.
Honduran.
Would you like for us to notify your consular officer for your native country of Honduras?
¿Desea usted que se le avise al oficial consular de su país natal de Honduras?
No.
No.
So ordered.
Así se ordena.
Next, we're going to go over your individual charge and bond amounts.
Ahora les voy a decir en forma individual de qué se les acusa y de cuánto es su fianza.
Mr. Ruiz Vasquez, you have been charged with an out-of-county misdemeanor on an underlying driving while intoxicated.
Señor Ruiz Vázquez, a usted se le acusa de un delito menor de otro condado por manejar en estado de ebriedad.
It is a Class A misdemeanor.
Este es un delito menor de clase.
That's a good poll question. Rain or snow? Okay, maybe we should ask that. I'm not going to do a poll because I'm not.
sea,
The range of punishment on a type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine.
el rango de castigo por este tipo de delitos en el estado de Texas es hasta 1 año en cárcel de condado y $4,000 de multa.
It is from Denton County.
Este es del condado de Denton.
That bond has been set at $5,000.
Su fianza se fijó en $5,000.
Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
¿Tendrá usted alguna pregunta, señor, respecto al cargo o al monto de su fianza?
Si no pago la fianza, ¿cuánto tiempo está cerrado aquí?
Regarding the bail, how long will I be locked up here?
Well, I'm not running a hotel, so we prefer that you bond out.
Bueno, yo no estoy administrando ningún hotel, entonces nuestra preferencia es que usted ponga su fianza y salga.
The going rate to get out of jail.
Oh, actually, here's a great question I want to know. How many of you can use chopsticks effectively to eat? I use chopsticks like 4 or 5 times a week. I love chopsticks.
In Travis County is 5 to 10% of the bond amount.
La tarifa actual para salir bajo fianza en el condado de Travis es entre el 5 y el 10% del monto de su fianza.
For you, that works out to be anywhere between $250 to $500 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice.
Para ustedes eso viene siendo entre 250 y $500. ¿Qué le pagaría usted a cualquier abogado o afianzadora de su elección?
You will be given access to the phone to hire them now that you've seen me.
Le van a dar acceso al teléfono para contratarlos ahora que ya me ha visto a mí.
And they do work 24 hours a day.
Y si trabajan 24 horas al día.
Or in the alternative, I can appoint you an attorney who can attempt to obtain personal bond for you free of charge.
O la alternativa es que le puedo asignar un abogado de oficio que puede
I feel like a pro now because I can pick up like a grain of rice individually, 1 grain of rice at a time now with my chopsticks. So I feel like that's pretty game. Like I'll eat all the little bits of rice out of here with my chopsticks. So I really think, and there's little sesame seeds in here too, and I'll pick those up with them too, which are even smaller. Humble brag about my chopstick usage.
tratar de obtener una fianza personal para usted.
Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you this morning?
¿Desea usted que le asigne a alguien que le ayude esta mañana?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
So ordered.
Así se ordena.
Do you have any other?
Here's the thing though, I'm a messy eater with my fingers, a fork, or a chopstick. So actually chopsticks, I'm the neatest. Can't pick up noodles. But noodles, Bev, you're only supposed to really like direct them to your mouth. You got to use the bowl with noodles. It's not like pescetti. Ugh. Oh, I don't know. I found food in my boobs before and been like, when is that from? Also, chopsticks are fun to use in the bedroom.
Other questions for me, Mr. Ruiz Vasquez?
¿Tendrá usted alguna otra pregunta para la señora juez, señor Ruiz Vázquez?
Entonces, ¿podrá un amigo, un familiar venir a pagar lo mínimo de la
So, can a friend or a family member come and pay the minimum amount for my bail?
They can pay any attorney or bondsman 5 to 10% of the bond amount. Again, that's $250 to $500 to anyone you choose to hire of your choice.
Ellos le podrán pagar a algún abogado o afianzadora entre el 5 y el 10% del monto de su fianza. Y una vez más, eso viene siendo para usted entre 250 y $500 a cualquier persona que usted elija contratar, a un abogado o afianzadora de su elección.
Do you have any other questions, sir, regarding that process?
¿Tendrá usted alguna otra pregunta, señor, respecto a ese proceso?
Ok, espero el abogado que me asigne.
Okay, I will wait for the court-appointed attorney.
Okay, well, I would not necessarily suggest you wait for the court-appointed attorney because your attorney's coming from Denton County.
Bueno, no necesariamente le voy a sugerir que usted espere para el abogado de oficio porque el abogado para usted viene del condado de Denton.
So the way this works is it's going to take us a couple days to get that appointment order to Denton County.
Entonces, la manera en que esto funciona es que nos va a tomar un par de días de que reciban esa orden para el abogado de oficio hasta Denton County.
Courtney, that really depends on where you live because I made a joke the other day. Somebody was joking about doing cocaína off of people, which is like, yeah, I mean, we've all done that, but we all know it's just a waste of drugs, right? Like, it's just not smart. It's stupid. After the first time you realize, you're like, no, that was dumb. That was stupid. So sushi, depending on the cost, might be the same. Depends on where you're getting the sushi, how much it costs to get it, all that kind of stuff. I just ate that whole roll. I didn't mean to. Also, Lisa Figlicious, I love your cute little mind, but the the chopsticks tend to be possibly placed like this, and then you would have elastics around here. Or you could go this way, this way, this way. Or on a guy, it wouldn't be his little mister. I would say, well, I won't say.
Hasta el condado de Denton.
It's going to take Denton County a couple of days to appoint an attorney to help you.
Luego le va a tomar al condado de Denton un par de días a asignarle un abogado para que le ayude a usted.
It's going to then take that attorney a couple days to get to you.
Y luego a ese abogado le va a tomar un par de días ponerse en contacto con usted.
At that point, 6 days have passed.
Para entonces ya habrán pasado 6 días.
Bien, entonces,
At 10 days, Denton County is going to pick.
Oh, the tongue? Yes, Jay from Michigan. I bet this is not what you meant, but this is what you're going to get. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's actually very kinky. I think I've done that. Really stops the talking. Sometimes that's my hardest part. Shut up and put up. Is that what you meant? Sweet. Then we're on the same page. Make sure you use good chopsticks if you do that, though, guys. These are a little bit splintery. Lisa, take too long. It just goes on and on and on and doesn't end. That's the whole point of that kind of relationship, in my experience anyways, is like there's not really like a, oh, it's over now. It's like, oh, well, let's take a break and eat and refuel, and then you're still hot and I still want to have sex with you, and we do that, and then we eat, and then we do that, and oh, then we have to work. I guess sometimes we have to work. Depends on what your work is. I rub the rough edges off of this for a smell, but what I recommend is go down to your local Chinatown. Most of you probably have a Chinatown. If you don't, go to your Asian market grocery store, and they'll sell chopsticks that are slightly more expensive, but they are like lacquered or not like rough wood. And they'll come in like a set of 10 for like $2 or $3. I would say those would be a really great starter set for that. Even to have in your house too. Buy the better ones. They're really still not going to be that expensive, but especially if you're going to play with them in the bedroom. Or just go to a nice Japanese restaurant for takeout and get extra sets.
Pick you up.
A los 10 días, el condado de Denton va a venir a levantarlo usted.
So again, I'm not running in a hotel. We prefer that you bond out and immediately hire an attorney or bondsman, pay them 5 to 10% of the bond amount, and go back to your job and your family.
Entonces, una vez más, yo no estoy administrando ningún hotel. Lo que preferimos nosotros es que usted salga.
Lisa, I'm going to tell you something. I doubt there is a kitchen, except for a whisk. There we go. A whisk. A whisk is a non-sexy kitchen tool. Okay? But other than that, I can think of a use for every other kitchen tool. Sexually, I mean. I can think of a use for almost everything sexually. But like a whisk, you know, one of those egg beater whisks I'm talking about? No. Nobody wants to play with that. That's not good anywhere. Seriously.
Salga bajo fianza y de inmediato contrate a un abogado o afianzadora, le pague el 5 o el 10% del monto de su fianza y regrese usted a su trabajo y a su familia.
Do you understand that process, sir?
¿Siente usted ese proceso, señor?
sí, está bien, entonces.
Yes, okay.
All right, you have any other questions for me before we lose our interpreter?
I'm slutty and skanky, not stupid. So no, not even on the nips. No, that's egg beater is just a bad one. You know, it's a bad tool. It's not a good tool for that. I could think of uses for knives, spoons, forks, basters, spatulas. I mean, every kind of spatula, every kind of silicone tool that you have in the kitchen. Easy transition. And remember, I'm not hurt. You don't have to hurt anybody. You know, one of the most fun games you can play with your partner, if you trust each other, is you blindfold them and then you run different things over their body, like their legs or their arms or their chest or their back, and you don't tell them what it is. And you can just drag it around slow. Oh my God, I'm giving it a little bit of a dominatrix lesson here. This is really like, that's what that is. But you blindfold them and then you can play with them. I mean, toolbox, yeah, that's in the kitchen. That's where you go. And you literally can just like, oh, one of my favorites is if you know them well, you lick a part of their body and then you blow on it like that.
Return.
Bien, ¿tendrá usted alguna otra pregunta para mí antes de que perdamos al intérprete?
Pues quiero salir bajo fianza para contratarlo.
I want to bond out then.
Absolutely. You're going to be given access to the phone to hire someone.
Desde luego, le van a dar acceso al teléfono para que contrate usted a alguien.
Okay, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Bien, con cuidado.
Please Uber in the future.
Y por favor, Uber en el futuro.
Mr. Ramirez, you have been charged with a second-degree felony, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Señor Ramírez,
Hold on. Last thing I'm going to say, well, not last thing, but like you can go like this over their back, just barely touching them. Do you know how long they're going to try and figure out what the fuck that is? Seriously? Or you can drag it slow.
a usted se le acusa de un delito grave de segundo grado por una agresión con agravantes con arma letal.
The range of punishment on a type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 20 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine.
El rango de castigo por ese tipo de delitos en el estado de Texas es un mínimo de 2 años a un máximo de 20 años en el Departamento de Correcciones de Texas y una multa de $10,000.
That bond has been set at $10,000 plus a TCS alcohol class plus random UAs.
Esa fianza se fijó en $10,000, además de la clase de alcohol de tesis y además análisis de orina al azar.
Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
¿Tendrá usted alguna pregunta, señor, respecto a su cargo o al monto de su fianza?
La pregunta es esta. ¿Se podrá investigar la persona que me está poniendo este tipo de demanda? Porque ella fue la que me agredió a mí, ella fue la que me asaltó mi propiedad, me robó mi... ¿Dónde estaba la posesión del arma? Ella fue la que me robó o sea, rompió mi vivienda, sacó la arma y se la entregó a ustedes. Ahora el criminal viene saliendo como una persona social y la persona que ha sido agredida está siendo una persona prisionera en este momento.
Okay, Ricardo, is he saying anything against his self-interest that could be used against him upstairs since this proceeding is being recorded?
Let me start, Your Honor, and you interrupt me when you
Okay.
feel that it's against his self-interest. Can the other person be investigated? Because it was the other person who assaulted me. And as to a possession, this person broke into my house, got a weapon out, turned it in, accusing me of doing something. And so the person who was actually assaulting me turnout is now considered to be a socially responsible person, and the person who was the victim is now sitting here in jail.
I understand. I believe you need to have an attorney appointed to your case, sir. Would you like me to appoint someone to help you this morning?
Sí le entiendo, y lo que pienso, señor, es que necesita usted un abogado que se le asigne, un abogado de oficio en este caso. Entonces, ¿desea usted que le ponga un abogado de oficio para que le ayude esta mañana?
Sí, es correcto. Yo también voy a contratar a mi abogado si no me falla uno de mis choferes para yo le doy el dinero para que me contratar un abogado de afuera, pero se me pone uno de oficio perfecto también. Lo que necesitamos es investigar este caso y que todo sea con evidencia.
Yes, that's correct. I will also hire my own attorney if one of my drivers does what I asked them to do, because I gave them some money so that they would hire an attorney for me from the outside. And so if you can appoint me a court-appointed attorney today, that would be fine, because we also need to investigate this case and make sure that everything is handled with evidence.
Yes, you are quite correct, sir, because at this time you also have an ICE detainer, so you do need to hire an immigration attorney.
Sí, señor, usted está en lo correcto, porque en estos momentos también lo está deteniendo el Servicio de Inmigración y Protección de Aduanas. Entonces, usted tiene que contratar un abogado de inmigración también.
Do you have any questions regarding the ICE hold?
¿Tendrá usted alguna pregunta respecto a la detención de inmigración?
No,
No, I don't.
Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Vasquez, before we lose our interpreter, do you have any other questions, gentlemen?
Señores Ramírez y Vázquez, antes de que perdamos al intérprete, ¿tendrán alguna otra pregunta, caballeros? No question.
All right.
I'm thinking the echo stopped, but I don't think you can hear me. If you can, maybe write that. If you can't, I'm sure it'll take me a couple minutes and I'll speak and then you'll say muted. Oh, you do hear me. Okay, thank you. God. It's like, God fucking damn it. Okay, so that means then I just need to mute this and play that and let's see if there's an echo, okay?
Sí, sí. ¿Cuánto sería mi multa de personal?
Yes, how much would my personal fine be?
I have no idea, sir. You're gonna deal with all of that upstairs once you start going to court.
Yo no tengo ninguna idea, señor. Todo eso lo va a manejar usted en el piso de arriba una vez que se presente al juzgado.
We're coming out of COVID. The courthouse is backed up right now. You will be going to court on this case for the next year, probably in Denton County.
Ahorita, por el momento, todavía tenemos los efectos del COVID. Los juzgados están muy atrasados y usted va a tener que manejar su caso en el juzgado de Denton.
So what you have to focus on right now is bonding out and making sure you make it back to court in Denton.
Entonces, en lo que se tiene que enfocar ahorita usted es en salir bajo fianza de la cárcel y luego presentarse al juzgado en el condado de Denton.
If you do not make it back to court, that judge is simply going to issue another warrant, pick you up in Austin, and you're going to be right back in front of me.
Si usted no se presenta en el juzgado, aquel juez simplemente va a emitir otra orden de aprehensión, volverlo a levantar a usted en Austin y luego va a regresar justamente aquí ante mí.
You understand, sir?
¿Sí me entiende, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Muy bien. Gracias, caballeros.
Ricardo, thank you for your service again this morning. We appreciate you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too, Your Honor. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
You as well. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for your patience as we allowed our Spanish speakers to get all of their questions answered. Next, we're going to go over your individual charge and bond amounts. We have Brandon Baker, Wade. Mr. Baker, you've been charged with a Class B misdemeanor possession of controlled substance. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 6 months in the county jail and a $2,000 fine. Brown, is this the only case he has? Why is this showing that he has other offenses? Okay, Mr. Baker, I apologize. This got separated. You have that case that's set at 1,500. You also have a third-degree felony possession of controlled substance, where the range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 10 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine. That bond was set at $5,000 plus a drug court screen. And finally, sir, you have a Class A misdemeanor resisting arrest, where the range of punishment is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. And that bond was also set at 1,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charges or bond amounts?
3 choices.
Yes, sir.
It's going. This arrest, this control something. I didn't know that.
Mr. Brown, I'm sorry, Mr. Baker, my apologies because of the acoustics in the room. If you're asking me a question, you got to approach the mic. So come on forward. Yep, sorry. And then tell me what you're saying again. My apologies.
They told me I had a possessing controlled substance and a resisting arrest from arresting an officer or something. But I 3 cases. They didn't took me 3 cases. I only took me 2 and I got arrested when I went up there.
The third case they're saying is the synthetic marijuana. That's gonna get dismissed, so I wouldn't even worry about it. But yes, those are the 3.
Yeah.
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning, sir, to help you with these cases?
Is that a fine? Is that a marijuana?
Can't hear you from back there, sir. You gotta approach the mic.
So is that a fine or a charge?
Is what a fine or a charge?
The synthetic marijuana.
It's a charge, but this county attorney is not really accepting those cases. So ultimately that one will probably be dismissed.
And so what am I bond altogether?
$8,000 total, 5, 1,500, and 1,500. Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning, sir, to help you with these cases? All right. All right. Thank you. Take care of yourself, sir. Next, we have Joshua Salazar Way. Mr. Salazar, you've been charged with a Class B misdemeanor driving while license invalid. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 6 months in the county jail and a $2,000 fine. That bond has been set at $2,500. You also, sir, have an out-of-county misdemeanor on the underlying driving while license invalid from Tom Green County, and they have set that bond at $500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charges or bond amounts?
You said bond amount was 500?
2,500 and 500.
Okay.
Charges
Are you
and bond
requesting that
amounts.
I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with these cases?
No, ma'am.
All right, come on forward and tell me what the status of your license is. Why don't you have a driver's license, sir?
Just work scheduling. I haven't had time to get in office. I have to retake the test.
You have to retake it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever take it when you were a
Yes.
teenager?
Yes.
You did? Well, why was your license suspended?
Back when they had the surcharge program.
All right, that's all gone now.
Okay, so then I don't know why still.
Well, you have to actually go back to DPS and apply for it.
So that's what it is. I need to go back. They said I need to retake the test, like the actual written test.
Okay. All right. So, we want you to be street legal, right? Driving while black and brown is real. I get stopped all the time, right? So
Right.
we want you to be street legal. I need you to go ahead and go back to DPS, take the test, get a license. So you're
Yes,
not
ma'am.
coming into jail for, your license.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I don't want to keep you in the jail.
Did you? Oh, wow, okay. This judge did have a divorce that was on the internet. We didn't watch it on my channel. I'm sure we colloquially why can't I say that word? Colloquial. Okay. We saw it. What else was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, you guys, how do we think Simon's date's going? Even if that was all fake, I've been playing that drama out in my head for the last day. anyways, that was quite a statement from her to say. I hate to hear that. Again, I live in like a super, super, super white part of Canada. It's just the way it is. And so that's not something that like our our police get complained about from all races, basically. That's how it goes.
Because of a license, right? You need to go
Right.
back to work, take care of your kids, pay your mortgage.
Is this something that I can, well, because the one's out of county, it's not something I can PR bond on, correct?
No, we don't give PR bonds for out of counties. If you didn't have that Tom Green County case, then yes, pretrial services would have granted you personal bond, but they
Okay.
can't once you have something out of county.
Okay.
All right, so
Thank you.
get a license, sir. Thank you. Next, we have Ashton Page. Mr. Page, you've been charged with a third-degree felony tampering or fabrication of physical evidence. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 10 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine. That bond was set at $2,500. You also have a Class A misdemeanor unlawful carrying of a weapon where the range of punishment is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. And that bond was set at $5,000 plus a gun education program within 30 days of release with proof to pretrial services. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
Good morning. My only question is, how much will my bond be in total, the percentage wise?
Oh my God. First of all, I love that he came right up to the microphone. Good morning. It's like a PTA meeting. Or like actually reminds me of like I worked at a place one time actually, and they called them standing meetings. And I thought it was like a long standing meeting, as in like a meeting that has been organized and in effect for a long time. But in fact, originally it started out as a meeting where everybody stood to keep it short. But that part had been lost on everybody. So it was still called a standing meeting, but they sat at the table, completely defeating the purpose. It's meant to be like in the hall, a hallway sort of standing huddle for the managers, but they turned it into exactly what they were trying to avoid by making it a standing meeting. And just gotta love that. Of course, that was a government agency.
Sure, it's $7,500 total. So 5 to 10% of that bond amount is anywhere between $300 and $750 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. It's whatever amount you negotiate, right? Because they all take different amounts. Now, in the alternative, I can also appoint you an attorney who can attempt to obtain personal bond for you free of charge. Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so ordered. Also, Mr. Page, this paperwork from pretrial services says that all they need to do is to verify your address, and they're going to let you out on personal bond within the next 4 to 6 hours. But you didn't give them a reference. So that's your mama, your sister, your girlfriend.
But yeah, I didn't understand how they was asking the question. So do they need my mother's address and phone number, or?
They need one person who can verify your address. Who is it?
Oh, my mom.
Okay, yeah. Why you didn't give me your mama name? What's her name?
Latanya Mathis, LA capital TONYA.
What's
Mathis,
her phone number?
512-969-0383.
All right, let me tell you how this
512-969.
works. No, I got it. Let me tell you how this works. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, so my staff is limited, but you're going to be given access to the phone. The number for pretrial services is posted on that phone. Give her the number for pretrial services, have her verify your address, and if she can do that, we'll release you on personal bond this morning within the next 4 to 6 hours. Do you have any questions about that process, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, that's all I need you to do. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Next, we have Derek Clifton. Wade. Okay, Mr. Clifton, you've been charged with a state jail felony burglary of a building. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. That bond was set at $7,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
No.
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case?
I'd like to hire a court appointed counsel.
All right, awesome, so ordered. Mr. Clifton, is the same information pretrial is served.
Hold on. I think we had a little miscommunication there. I'm not right now. Did we hear what he just said? I'm gonna hire court appointed counsel. I don't think that's how that works.
Your charge or bond amount?
So,
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney this morning to help you with this case?
like a higher court appointed counsel.
All right, awesome, so ordered. Mr. Clifton, is the same information pretrial is served, pretrial services is saying they didn't grant you personal bond because you.
She just went with it and appointed him, so ordered it to be appointed as if she doesn't even, she's glazing over it, which is probably the right thing to do. If you don't, you need a lawyer. You need a lawyer.
Lack references. Is there a reference you want me to add to this paperwork that can verify your address?
Yeah, 817.
Mama, girlfriend, sister, brother.
That's my caseworker.
Okay, who is that? What's her name? Okay. What's her
Overtake.
name? What's the caseworker name?
Well, there are several caseworkers there, so
Whew. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We're not gonna be able to get anybody at this time. So let me tell you how to make it go faster. When 8 o'clock rolls around, use your phone call to call over there. Give them the number that's posted for pretrial services on the phone and have them call us and verify your address. If you can do that, we'll release you on personal bond. Okay? All right, thank you, sir. Next, we have Tyrone Telemac. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, Wade. All right, sir. You have the same charge as Mr. Clifton, a state jail felony burglary of a building. The range of punishment on a type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. That bond was also set at $7,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
No, ma'am. Well, not really, but I would like to go for a personal bond. I have an address.
They say you're on probation, Mr. Telemac. You know how this works. They don't give you personal bond if you're on probation. Who you on probation with? What court?
Probation? What do you mean on probation?
They say you're on probation, sir, for the same type of offense. Are you telling me you're unaware that you're on probation?
So what does that mean?
That means you got to go back and talk to your judge who you're on probation with. That's why I'm asking, who is that?
My judge? I don't know who my judge is.
Okay, but that may be why you in this situation, sir. That's the information you should have. Are you on probation in Travis County or another county?
Travis County?
Okay, and you don't remember who you pled with? It says you were given 5 years, but I don't see the court, so I can't tell you at this time. Let me look and see.
5 years? 5 years what? I was given 2 years probation.
Oh, okay, well then you do know about it then. Okay. Looks like it's the 460th. Judge Alvarenga, is that who you're in front of?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right, well, the answer to your question is pretrial services does not grant you personal bond when you're on probation, but this bond has been set low. So you pay 5 to 10% of the bond amount, $300 to $750 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. Or in the alternative, I will appoint you an attorney this morning who can attempt to obtain personal bond for you free of charge. Would you like for me to appoint someone to help you this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now you understand what's happening, right? You've got to get out quickly because you're going to have a probation warrant that comes out from Judge Alvarenga's court because you violated your probation by picking up a new offense, right? So that's what you're trying to beat at this point. You understand that?
Okay.
If you don't bond out soon, she's going to issue another warrant and then you're going to have, another bond that you have to make. Well, actually, it would be a no bond. She won't let you out of jail at all. So you understand the way that works, right?
Yes, ma'am. So you're gonna tell me what am I?
So you have to talk into the mic or I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
When is my court appointed attorney gonna be?
Yeah, it's Friday morning, so it'll take a couple of days. You probably won't see him till Monday. Okay?
All right.
All right. Take care of yourself, sir. Next, we have Pierce Stevenson. Wayne. Oh, Mr. Stevenson, you've been charged with a second-degree felony burglary of a residence. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 20 years in the Texas Department of Correction and a $10,000 fine. That bond has been set at $20,000 plus a stay away from 2450 Wickersham. Now, Mr. Stevenson, all I'm gonna say is this is like the dumbest charge ever. And I know you probably kicking yourself because the police had just left. So you know they're around. But in any event, you are innocent until proven guilty. But this is like the dumbest charge ever, seriously.
I don't even know how I'm being charged with it. I was going back to get the dog that we had.
Bye. I don't want you to make any statements against your self-interest, sir, because of course this proceeding is being recorded. Make the state do their job. Don't give them an easy win by confessing inadvertently. So that's the reason why I'm stopping you. I don't mean to be rude, but I've been a defense attorney for 23 years. If you was my client, that's the first thing I would say to you. This is the dumbest charge ever. So in any event, would you like for me to appoint an attorney to you this morning to help you get out on bond?
Please.
All right, so order, sir. You have any other questions for me?
I do not.
All right, take care of yourself, sir. All right, Officer Brown, is there everybody in the room?
Yeah.
One question.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my name is Brandon. Can you tell me what my whole bond is together again?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm Brandon Baker. I just want to know what my whole bond is altogether.
8,000.
8,000 altogether?
Now I remember that. I need you to remember. So that'll be 400 to 800 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice, or the court-appointed attorney can get you out for free. But it's gonna take them a couple days, Mr. Baker, to get to you. So you probably will see him on Monday. Okay.
I got one more question too. I got one more question too. Is my bond? You said my. Are we done?
Yes, I'm done.
Oh, you said my bond was 300 to 750.
Correct. 5 to 10% of your bond amount, and your bond amount is 7,500.
Okay.
All right. Pleasure meeting you, gentlemen. Now.
Pleasure meeting you, gentlemen. Guys, give me 1 second, please. I'm just gonna pause this and grab our next thing, and we'll be on our way.
I'm a magistrate judge here at the Travis County Jail.
Mi nombre es jueza Harris Shaw.
A fucking another interpreter case. Oh my god. But this is a different magistrate judge. So this should be interesting. I apologize for the interpreter case and the fact that the judge isn't on the screen. But let's watch this one. It looks like we have 4, 5, 6, 7 gentlemen and 1 lone lady. Let's see how we do. If the interpreter is a smash, it makes it doable. Should we add I said judicial officials. I think we have to add Ricardo to our New Year's list.
Si soy jueza instructora de cargos aquí en el condado de Travis.
I am going to tell you what you're charged with, your bail amount, your rights and possible ways to be released from jail.
Le diré cuál es la acusación que pesa en su contra, cuáles son sus derechos, cuál es la cantidad de la fianza y las posibles maneras de salir de la cárcel.
I am not the judge that will determine your guilt or your innocence or take a plea from you.
Yo no seré el juez que tomará la decisión de si usted es culpable o inocente y tampoco escucharé su respuesta a las acusaciones.
Each of you are charged with a crime or crimes based upon the sworn affidavit of a police officer that myself or another judge looked at, and that judge determined that there is enough proof that would lead a reasonable person to believe that crime was committed.
Usted ha sido acusado a través de una declaración de un delito o delitos a través de una declaración jurada por escrito o denuncia penal que ha sido elaborada por un agente de la policía y que ya sea otro juez o yo como jueza hemos examinado y hemos determinado que hay suficientes pruebas que podrían llevar a una persona razonable a creer que se ha cometido un delito.
You may get a copy of that affidavit from your attorney or from the clerk's office.
Podrá obtener una copia de esa declaración jurada por escrito, ya sea a través de su abogado o en la oficialía de partes.
Those of you that are charged with a felony, you have a right to an examining trial prior to your indictment.
Aquellas personas acusadas de un delito grave tienen derecho a una audiencia indagatoria antes de que se les acuse formalmente.
An examining trial is where the district court judge would also make the determination of whether probable cause is met or not.
Esa audiencia indagatoria es una audiencia donde un juez distrital escucha las pruebas y determina si existen motivos fundados para continuar con el caso.
All of you in the room have the right to remain silent, and anything that you do say can be used as evidence against you.
Todos ustedes aquí en esta sala tienen el derecho a guardar silencio. Cualquier declaración que rindan o cosa que digan podría ser utilizada en su contra.
You have a right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you.
Cada uno de ustedes tiene el derecho a tener un abogado y si no tiene el dinero o los medios para contratar a un abogado particular, tiene derecho a solicitar que se le ponga un abogado gratuito de oficio.
You have a right to have your attorney present for any questioning that you choose to engage in with the police or with the prosecutor.
Tiene usted el derecho a que su abogado esté presente en cualquier interrogatorio que usted desee tener con la policía o con los representantes de la fiscalía.
You have a right to end any questioning at any time.
Y tiene usted el derecho a terminar esas sesiones en cualquier momento.
If you are not a U.S. citizen, you have a right to have us contact your home country's consulate to notify the consulate that you are here in jail.
Si usted no es ciudadano de los Estados Unidos, tiene el derecho a que nosotros nos pongamos en contacto con el consulado de su país de origen para hacerles saber a ellos que usted se encuentra aquí en la cárcel.
You may wish to speak with your attorney about whether notification of your consulate would be a good idea for you or not, and then you can notify your consulate on your own in the future.
Si desea, puede hablar con su abogado para ver si el notificar al consulado es una buena idea en su caso o no, y decidir lo que sí, pueden hacer la notificación ustedes mismos en el futuro.
If, however, you know right now that you would like your consulate notified, please go ahead and raise your hand in order to let me know that.
Sin embargo, si usted en este momento ya sabe que sí quiere que su consulado sea informado, levante la mano en este momento.
Okay.
I just sped through the instructions so that we could get through that fast. Plus, she sounded way more like she was on helium. Anyways, we're back to 1.0 speed. Let's see what we've got, guys.
There are many of you in the room who are being approved for a personal bond through pretrial services.
Hay muchas personas aquí en esta sala que sí fueron aprobadas para que se les dé una fianza personal a través del Departamento de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
Those are Ms. Reyes, Mr. Ortega, Mr. Navarez, Mr. Nelson. If I did not call out your name, that means that you're not being approved for a personal bond through pretrial services.
Si no escuchó su nombre, quiere decir que no le otorgaron la fianza personal a través del Departamento de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
There are other ways potentially to be released from jail, however.
Sin embargo, hay otras maneras de poder salir de la cárcel.
The first way would be on a cash bail.
La primera de ellas es con una fianza en efectivo.
In order to be released on a cash bail, you would have someone bring the full amount of your bail in the form of cash, cashier's check, or money order here to the jail, and then that money remains on deposit with the court while your case is pending.
La primera de las cuales es la fianza en efectivo. Para hacerlo, alguien debe traer la cantidad completa de la fianza a la cárcel, ya sea en efectivo, en un cheque de caja o con un giro bancario. Ese dinero se queda en depósito con los tribunales y al final de su caso, durante el tiempo que dure su caso.
The second way to be released from jail potentially is on a bail through a bail bondsman.
La segunda manera potencialmente de poder salir de la cárcel bajo fianza es a través de una compañía de fianzas.
A bail bondsman is a private company that charges a percentage of bail. Typically, that's 5 to 15% that they charge to you as a fee to post the bail for you.
Esas compañías son empresas privadas que generalmente cobran un porcentaje que puede ir entre el 5 y el 15% de la cantidad de la fianza como cuota para depositar la fianza a nombre de usted.
If you're not able to get out of jail any of these ways, then your case will be set in court within the coming weeks.
Si usted no puede salir de la cárcel a través de estas maneras, su caso se va a programar para que comparezca en el tribunal en las siguientes semanas.
If you remain in jail and you have requested a court-appointed attorney, then you should have contact with your attorney within about 4 days from today, and he or she will give you much more information at that point.
Y si usted permanece en la cárcel, el abogado gratuito de oficio se pondrá en contacto con usted dentro de aproximadamente 4 días y él o ella le podrá dar más información.
Mr. Lindero Joya, I need to inform you that you have what is called a detainer from Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Señor Landero Joya, necesito informarle que tiene usted una orden de retención de inmigración a través de las autoridades de inmigración.
What this means is that the things I said regarding being released on a type of bond earlier are not applicable exactly to you.
Lo que significa es que todo lo que dije sobre lo de las fianzas hace un momento realmente no aplican en el caso de usted.
If you post a bond, the sheriff is required to hold you for 48 hours.
Si usted depositase la fianza, el sheriff tendría la obligación de retenerlo por 48 horas.
During that 48-hour period, Immigration and Customs Enforcement can choose to come and pick you up in order to
Hi, KM. Welcome. That was nice of Credence and Mikey to give a shout out. It is a fun, strange place over here, but we are friendly, so just ask any questions you might have. Right now, we're watching like Bond Court from Travis County. Yeah, we like fights too, but again, somebody put in kink. Do we have any friends? There's a lot of commands. That's one thing I'll warn you of is the commands in this chat can get overwhelming, but we have a lot of fun.
potentially transport you to an immigration holding facility.
Durante ese periodo de 48 horas, las autoridades de inmigración podrían tomar la decisión de venir a recogerlo para transportarlo para lo que se conoce.
I don't think there's been an update yet, but I don't think there's been an update yet.
A lo que se conoce como una centro de detención.
Potentially you could go through deportation proceedings there, and then if you were in fact deported, you would be unable to come back to Travis County to handle your criminal court case.
Ellos empezarán las audiencias de deportación si ese fuese el caso y si acabase siendo.
Oh, right. So Courtney got sushi, and KM, I like to ask here, what did you have for dinner? If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. And I today had some sushi and actually ate it on stream, which is not always something I do. But what did you have for dinner? I'm on the West Coast too, so it's still bright outside. It's still only 4:25. Mayor's here. Welcome, Mayor. I hope so too for Mikey, and I'm sure it will. I imagine it's, let's hope that it's going so good that they are just having a good weekend as a family and relaxing. That's my hope and prayer. And I think, but of course, our thoughts are always with anybody going through difficult stuff. So wait, did I miss it? So, what kind of sushi did you get, Courtney? And Jonathan's eating Pringles and PB peanut butter M&Ms. PB M&Ms. I don't know why I said that. It sounded so funny. My sushi was delicious. I had a cowboy roll of sushi. I live in Canada on the West Coast, so sushi's a little different here. Courtney got tuna. Yay.
Lo deportado no podría regresar al condado de Travis para resolver o arreglar su caso, este caso criminal.
If that happened, you would forfeit any bond that you posted here.
Si eso sucediese, a usted le decomisarían la fianza que hubiese depositado.
So because of this circumstance against you, you may wish to speak with an attorney prior to posting any sort of bond.
Así que debido a esas circunstancias, hable con su abogado antes de depositar cualquier tipo de fianza.
If you request a court-appointed attorney, that attorney will represent you only on your criminal charge and not on immigration matters.
Si usted solicitó un abogado gratuito de oficio, ese abogado que se le ponga, si se le pone, solamente lo representará para el caso penal y no para ningún asunto de inmigración.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Lindero Boya, about the immigration detainer?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta, señor Landero Joya, sobre la orden de retención de inmigración?
Okay, go ahead.
Pase al micrófono. I'm asking him to go to the microphone.
Sure.
¿Por qué tengo la retención?
Nice to meet you, Kimberly. We're all technically losers here. If you like watching court, I don't know which part of Credence and Mikey you partake in. A lot of us we come from there too, but court, we have a Sunday Court Watchers Anonymous meeting that we do every Sunday where we don't try and stop watching court. We just talk about how much we like watching court and watch court. Mayor, you had kielbasa and hash browns. Didn't you have that yesterday too, which is totally fine, but I like to remember. And yeah, this is an early one for me. If you're East Coast, I am West Coast. Oh, you're going to have beef ribs and you love court chases and actually bites too. Oh, you're going to get along just fine here. Although viewer discretion is advised, we'll say.
Why do I have the ice retainer? I don't know.
I cannot tell you, sir. I don't know myself.
No le puedo decir por qué, señor. Yo tampoco lo sé.
An attorney would be able to tell you that, and presumably immigration would tell you more information at some point as well.
Probablemente su abogado tendrá la posibilidad de investigar y darle más información al respecto que las autoridades de inmigración le puedan dar.
Antes de todo, puedo hacer una llamada así para contratar abogado.
Antes que eso, ¿puede ser una llamada para qué?
Para, o sea, para contratar a un abogado.
¿Está preguntando que si puede hacer una llamada para contratar abogado?
Sí.
Okay, so before then, can I use the phone to hire an attorney?
Yes, you and everyone else in the room, after you get back to your cells, will have the opportunity to place phone calls.
Sí, usted y todos los demás que están en esta sala, una vez que terminemos aquí y se les regrese a su área de celdas, podrán hacer llamadas telefónicas.
Okay, let me go ahead and tell you what you are charged with, sir. That is driving while intoxicated.
Déjeme decirle, señor, con que se le acusa y es conducir en estado de ebriedad.
That's a Class B misdemeanor and bail is set at $3,000.
Es un delito menor clasificación B y su fianza es de $3,000.
Do you have any questions about anything else?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta sobre cualquier cosa?
No.
Okay.
No.
To represent you on the DWI charge, sir, are you intending on hiring an attorney or are you requesting a court-appointed attorney?
Ahora, para que lo representen en este caso de delito de conducir en estado de ebriedad, ¿usted va a contratar a su abogado o quiere pedir un abogado gratuito de oficio?
Bueno, dinero no tengo para contratarlo, pero habría que buscarlo. Y si fuera gratuito, no sé qué tan beneficioso fuera.
Well, money to hire one, I don't. But if I have to find one, well, that will have to be done. But if it was a court-appointed attorney, it would be very beneficial.
Okay, I will mark down that you're requesting a court-appointed attorney.
Muy bien, voy a anotar aquí que usted quiere solicitar abogado gratuito de oficio.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Gracias.
And no one else in the room needs the assistance of the interpreter, correct?
¿Alguien más necesita esta audiencia en español?
You can have it.
Right, Your Honor.
All right, thank you again.
Okay, so we may as well tell the F in the chat lore story as the Fs roll in for a newbie joining us. So I'm a big loser on the internet, just like all of us. But I'm also oh, this story is anyways, okay. I'm a cognizant participant of like I'm always on YouTube. Basically, I spend my entire life on YouTube, either broadcasting, which is a fancy word for streaming, or watching YouTube. And so, but I don't like it's hard to okay. Anyways, what happened was I was in a weather related stream, and it was a pretty big stream, and the gentleman on the screen was doing a weather report to the main weather guy and was explaining that he had just lost his hat in the weather. And I wrote F in the chat for the hat, and then I got banned from that room or timed out or whatever. And then like they typed in this like please do not incite spam in the chat. And I was so taken aback because like first of all, I was on target with what they were talking about. I was paying attention. Like I wasn't trying to incite spam. I was meaning like regards for that hat. And F in the chat stems from Call of Duty many, many years ago. I never played Call of Duty. I just know internet things. So almost like right after that, I think I had a live stream and I was like really shook up from being like kicked out of a YouTube chat, which it hasn't happened to me before like that. And and so now we do F in the chat for pretty much anything, good or bad, happy, sad. F in the chat. I said duty. Anyways, the first time you saw it was watching rocket launches and people would do it when they blew up. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like, I've just seen it in the internet a lot of places. But anyway, so we do that here. Kink of duty. Well, we do know that would fit with my persona.
Sorry.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Right, Katina Reyes. Ms. Reyes, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. That is a Class B misdemeanor. Bail is set at $3,000. Although, like I said, before you are being approved for a personal bond. Let me go ahead and tell everybody whose names I called out earlier what that means exactly. As you heard, I'm setting a bail amount for you, but you are not going to have to pay anything at all. Instead, you will be released automatically about 6 to 8 hours from now. The personal bond is based on your promise to appear at future court settings, so it is very important that you keep in contact with your attorney so that you know about any court settings that you must appear at. Also, some of you may have specific conditions of your personal bond. It's very important that you comply with those conditions. You don't have any, Ms. Reyes, you don't have any extra conditions. But your paperwork when you are released from jail will go over those conditions. Additionally, I will try to address them with you individually. If you're not in compliance with the conditions, or if you don't appear at the court settings that you're supposed to appear at, a warrant would be issued for your arrest. And the bail amount that I set today either reinstated or possibly raised from that amount. Ms. Reyes, do you have any questions about anything that I've said so far? Are you intending on hiring an attorney, or are you requesting a court-appointed attorney? Court-appointed? Bernardo Ortega?
Yes.
All right, so you're charged with resisting arrest. That is a Class A misdemeanor. Bail is set at $3,000, although like I said, you are being approved with a personal bond. Do you have any questions about anything that I've said so far?
No.
All right, are you intending on hiring an attorney, or are you requesting a court-appointed attorney?
Probably hire one, but if I can't find one, well, if there's people available for day.
Well, what I can do is mark down that you are requesting a court-appointed attorney. And if you qualify financially, you'll be appointed one. However, if you don't qualify, we'll be told that, and you'll be, told you need to hire an attorney within a certain amount of time. Is that fine? Is that what you'd like me to do, or would you prefer that I mark down that you intend to hire an attorney?
I intend to hire one.
You do intend to hire one? Okay. If for some reason you're unable to, at the first court setting, then you should just notify the court administrator of that. Sorry. Joel Neverez? All right, so you're charged with driving while intoxicated with a prior conviction.
They are. Oh my God. Is this every single person has been charged with driving while intoxicated? Guys, don't do that. That's not fucking cool ever. Ever. Whoa. Low bass. Also, aren't these the cutest fucking pumpkins? In fact, I believe it was Mikey that came in here. Sometimes Kimberly, we're lucky and Mikey graces us with his presence. And he told me that these are meant for painting. And then you guys confirmed that. I didn't know that. But perhaps we'll do a pumpkin painting day before the 31st.
Conviction.
Get a ride, get an Uber, take the bus, walk, and if at a last resort, call the police department. Believe me. Try that. Or you could really plan ahead of time. Our city has something called Dial a Driver, and they come to where you are and they drive your car home for you with you in it, and then they get picked up afterwards. So your car is at home for you.
It's a Class A misdemeanor, bail set at $5,000, although like I said before, you are being approved for the personal bond. You are, as a condition of any type of bond, including the personal bond, going to have a couple of conditions. The first is that you need to get an ignition interlock device installed on your vehicle within 30 days of your release from jail. It's very important that when you're released from jail, you'll get paperwork that explains how to go about doing that. You need to do that within 30 days. Otherwise, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Once you get that on your vehicle, you're not to drive any other vehicle. Also, you are going to need to get a scram device installed on your ankle within 5 days of your release from jail. You'll also get paperwork that explains how to go about doing that. That ensures that you're not consuming alcohol while you're out on bond. Okay. Any questions about anything that I've said so far? Do you intend on hiring an attorney, or are you requesting a court-appointed attorney? Hiring an attorney? All right.
Hiya, T-Rex. We're asking about you earlier.
All right, so you're charged with driving while intoxicated. That is a Class B misdemeanor. Bail set at $3,000, although you are being approved for the personal bond. Do you have any questions about anything that I've said so far? All right, do you intend on hiring an attorney, or are you requesting a court-appointed attorney? All right, thank you. Christopher Flores? Mr. Flores, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. That is a Class B misdemeanor. Bail is set at $3,000. It is a condition of any type of bond that you get out of jail on that you are going to need to get an ignition interlock device installed on your vehicle within 30 days of your release from jail. Like I told the gentleman before you, you'll get paperwork that explains how to go about doing that. You need to be sure and get that done within 30 days, or a warrant would be issued for your arrest. You weren't approved for a personal bond because I believe pretrial services paperwork reflected that you didn't have any references, and due to your prior arrest, that's the reason why. If, however, after this, you speak to a friend or a family member who could act as your reference for purposes of employment or housing or ability to come back to court, you can direct them to call Travis County Pretrial Services and act as a reference for you. And if that happens today, someone from pretrial services will come back to me or another judge and ask us to sign a bond. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Are you intending on hiring an attorney, or are you requesting a court-appointed attorney? All right. Did we have one more individual? By my count, I think I may have messed up.
Haley Montes.
What's the last name?
Haley, Haley.
Okay.
They waived.
Okay. Your attorney came to another judge and signed some paperwork saying you don't have to be here. So you should be released fairly quickly. I would say, I don't know when your bond paperwork was turned in, but it's usually about 6 to 8 hours from the time that's turned in, possibly less. Okay. I don't know any information about your charge or anything to tell you. So that's it. Do you have a question for me though?
Yes,
What?
That just means your attorney came over and talked to the judge prior to her.
Well, she said that few hours I'll be doing.
Yeah, you'll be released. Mhm.
Thank you.
I think he has a personal bond, right? Okay, let me verify that because I don't know for sure he does have a personal bond. Occasionally attorneys waive without having a personal bond, but
Okay, everybody has been done, if you can sit down. Everybody else.
it wasn't. What's his charge? Oh. Okay, so you're charged with aggravated assault, and that charge is ineligible by law for any judge to give you a personal bond. You're also charged with engaging in organized crime and possession of a controlled substance. I don't know, those offense levels, penalty levels can vary. But it looks like your attorney did not get a personal bond. So he or she will discuss with you the bail amount that's been set. It has bail amounts, right? Yes. Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay, so it's $30,000 in total. And one of the conditions is supervision through Travis County Pretrial Services. But again, you can talk to your attorney for more information. They have, you really weren't even supposed to be brought to see the judge because they're going to communicate all that information to you. Sarah Donovan is your attorney. Okay, you have questions?
So I'll be able to tell them when I get back. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
For trial. Courtney and I are the
All right, Mr.
88
Esterline,
bays in
you're
here.
charged with possession of child pornography. That is a third-degree felony. Bail on that charge is set at $8,000. It is a condition of any type of bond that.
Excuse me? Ugh. Hold on. I can make it so that we can see what little part of this loser's face. Ugh.
All right, Mr. Esterline, you're charged with possession of child pornography. That is a 3rd-degree felony. Bail on that charge is set at $8,000. It is a condition of any type of bond that you get out of jail on that you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim on this charge. You are also charged with online solicitation of a minor. That's a 3rd-degree felony as well. Bail set at $8,000 as well. And then again, that condition of no contact. Do you have any questions about anything that I've said?
I have a few questions, Your Honor. I have a few questions because I heard some higher bonds tonight, and I'm really not sure that you should probably be doing that. Why wouldn't he have at least, I mean, are you joking? Wasn't the burglary 20,000? You can't make this 20,000, not even 10? You just lower that down? This is fucked. No wonder he's sitting over there, pink handcuff.
So far.
I'm just entirely confused as to why I'm here in the first place, because I didn't know I had the warrants out for my arrest for the last couple months now. My lawyer didn't say anything, and
They may have.
that's why I'm here in the first place, because I didn't know I had the warrants out for my arrest for the last couple months now. My lawyer didn't say anything, and
They may have not known either.
I've had the warrants out since August 10th.
Law enforcement does not have to share that with your attorney. Okay.
No, I guess I mean, I don't really know why I'm being brought up on those charges, but
Okay, well, you can talk to your attorney. There's some level of detail within the probable cause affidavit that's accessible by them immediately, and your friend or family member can get that from the district clerk's office as soon as Monday.
All right.
You are not requesting a court-appointed attorney, is that what you're saying?
I have a lawyer.
Okay, thank you.
Can you repeat the bail amounts for me again?
8,000 on each, so 16,000 in total.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you for nothing, Your Honor. Hold on, we're not done yet. We usually go for too long. Oh, this one. We didn't do this one yet.
Whatever you say can will be used against you. And
hold on,
it
ma'am.
can will be used against you.
Ma'am. Hold on, please. Wow, that pisses me off about the last guy. Very much.
It's a recorded proceeding, so if you're going to talk about your case, you're going to want your attorney present, right? He's going to also ask you if you want a court-appointed attorney. So make sure, if you're going to talk about your case or the details of your case, that your attorney is here. So don't talk about your case. We have one Spanish speaker with us. After the interpreter is done translating for her, it should go by really, really quickly. The girls that are in this unit, when the judge is done with you, you need to return to your cells and shut your door behind you, make sure it locks. You will be able to use the phone, but not until after I leave the unit. So you're gonna have to go back into your cells and
lock yourselves into your cells now. Don't anybody think about coming out. What the fuck? I don't know that that's an appropriate thing to ask prisoners to do. Also, T-Rex, exactly. Judges always talk over me on my show. And I know they are judges. I know, I agree. They are judges, but this is my show.
The door when the judge is done with you. Those of you that are in the other unit, just have a seat until I get enough of you to send down the hall as a group, okay?
So we like to pretend we know what's in the fridge. I'm guessing somebody cut up fruit.
We got a really good judge today. He's really good.
Oh, have you ever heard that before? Oh my God, is he gonna smile? You guys, Have you ever heard that before? That was from the guard at the jail. Oh, I gotta put that back.
We got a really good judge today. He's really good. Best of the best.
Best of the best. Look at this hype woman he's got here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just, he's gonna call you guys individually after he talks to you as a group, but I'll just turn the computer towards you. If he can't hear you, then I will ask you to stand in front of the computer. So that's fine. You can sit in the middle. If you want to sit there, that's fine.
Ooh, I like
All
hearing
right.
the jail side.
How you doing? You seem much better today.
That's all good.
Here's a wonderful question. They are in a court of law right now, technically, but has it been called to order? Would this recording and this part of this recording be admissible as like statements that could be held against them in the court of law because they're technically in online court? Or is there like because I've heard some judges say, like especially Judge the Boyd, she'll say we're on the record, off the record, on the record, off the record. So like, is it only things on the record, or is it things that are recorded just by chance? So, but what happens if they don't say on the record, Jay from Michigan? So like what, like if they, do you know what I'm saying? Like all this precursor stuff, is this on the record? We all know that this record that we're watching is not the record, technically. They say that all the time. There's only one official record taken by the moment.
Also, last minute for trash, last minute for trash.
Why can't we just move it to the holiday?
I can't magistrate you in the hall.
Why can't?
It's just part of being in jail.
Huh?
It's just part of being in jail. You just got to deal with that.
Single beyond.
Well, if you would like to go to your cell, Ms. DeLon, I can, if you would like to go to your cell, Ms. DeLon, I can also have him talk to you inside of your cell. Okay, well then let's be quiet. She's good until I feel like she can't handle herself.
Oh, wow. I don't know if this jail guard would want this to be unmuted. This is a hot mic. Listen, y'all know my dad was a jail guard in juvenile detention, so I am, if anything, less or more lenient on guards. I know they go through a lot. Although obviously my dad's situation was a little bit different being in Canada in a juvenile facility, but it was still maximum security. But I just don't know. I don't know. It was all going fine until she said, until I decide if she can handle herself or not. Then I got a little power trip vibe.
I thought you were loosened.
Oh no, juvie is no joke. And in fact, Jay from Michigan, my dad, first of all, they had to diffuse situations without any use of force. But he used to have something they called juvie judo, which he would like, if I brought a boyfriend home to meet him, he he would always put them like in little arm bars or like sort of try and scare them a little bit, which I guess is what dads do. And juvie judo is what he would call it, juvie judo. But in reality, my dad also knew how a jail worked in the reality of life. And so, for example, let's say, hey, Colin, this thing is on. How are you doing? I'm just talking about my dad was a jail guard in juvie, dealing with maximum security prisoners, murderers. If anybody's ever heard of the Rena Verk case, which is from the city that I live in, those murderers were in there. But anyways, for example, let's say a fork goes missing from the dining hall. You know, you can lock down a facility and search every single person and turn the place upside down and find the fork. Or my dad used to like go have a word with the kid who was in charge. There's always going to be a kid or somebody in jail who's actually in charge, and goes and has a word with them and is like, listen, it's Friday, it's movie night. Do you want everybody to get their movie tonight, or do we want to have a lockdown and then no movie night? And then 5 minutes later, the fork is on the table. Nobody's really concerned about it. It's all been dealt with. Nobody had to get locked down. Movie night's still happening. There's different ways to handle things depending on your rapport with the prisoners and your rapport with the other staff around you. So, a jail guard or a prison corrections officer is a hard job. Don't ever mistake that. But you can do it in different ways. How are you doing, Colin? We're watching some bond hearings. And the jail guard earlier was saying this is the best judge for these guys. So
Who is that in 3? Lanier, you're gonna have to stop. I'm gonna go up to you when the judge is done.
Well, after you're done here, and we can make the phone call and we able to do our.
Yes, so right now it's about an hour before we have shift change. So it just depends on what time we finish, whether you guys be able to use the phone. By law, we have to let you use the phone after you see the judge, but just don't know when. So they'll get your name and you may get put on a list. If you tell them that you want to use the phone, and we have to let you use it. But if it's shift change, then you have to wait till after shift change.
All right, I'm ready when y'all are.
Ready, Your Honor.
You ready?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
All right.
All right, no questions now. And while court is in session, which is right now, no talking, okay?
All right, good afternoon, ladies. I'm Judge Vigorito. I'm the magistrate judge this afternoon. I'm not here to decide whether you're innocent or guilty. I'm just here to explain your charges, your rights, and your options on how to get out of jail. You're all charged with...
Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Buenas tardes, damas. Soy el juez Vigorito, soy el magistrado aquí presente esta tarde. No estoy aquí para decidir si es inocente o culpable, estoy aquí para informarle únicamente los cargos que enfrenta, qué derechos tiene y las opciones que va a tener para salir.
Now, all of you are charged with some type of a criminal offense based on the sworn statement of a law enforcement officer.
Ahora, todas están acusadas de un delito basado en una denuncia bajo juramento de un agente del orden público.
That officer is swearing to enough facts that would lead a reasonable person to believe that you committed a criminal offense.
Y ese agente ha presentado suficientes hechos bajo juramento como para que una persona razonable crea que usted cometió este delito.
That doesn't mean you've been found guilty. You are presumed innocent unless proven guilty.
Ahora, esto no quiere decir que se le haya hallado culpable. Tiene usted la presunción de inocencia a menos de que puedan probar que es culpable.
You'll have an opportunity to talk to an attorney before making any decisions on how to handle your case.
Tendrá la oportunidad de consultar con un abogado antes de tomar alguna decisión de cómo va a manejar su caso.
If you want a copy of the statement of the police officer that's being used as the basis for your charges, you can get that from your attorney or the clerk's office in the next few days.
Si quiere obtener una copia de la denuncia que ha presentado el agente que la detuvo y en la cual se basan los cargos, estará disponible en la oficina del actuario del juzgado dentro de un par de días o la puede solicitar con su abogado.
Now, all of you are entitled to certain rights under the Constitution in any criminal case.
Ahora, todas tienen ciertos derechos constitucionales cuando enfrentan un delito.
I'm gonna go over your rights and then I'm gonna talk about your options on how to get out of jail. After that, I'm gonna call you each one by one and talk to you each about your individual situation.
Voy a presentar la lectura de derechos y después las
Okay, so most of you are American, so you already know what the rights are that he's gonna say. So we're gonna skippity skip away past that point because it would be the third time we've heard it today in English and Spanish, 2 times each. That's a lot to ask, my little peaches.
That option makes sense in your case.
Puede consultar con su abogado para ver si tiene sentido que solicite esta audiencia en su caso.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, you need to be aware that a conviction of a criminal offense can affect your immigration status, your right to be in this country, and your ability to become a naturalized citizen in the future.
Si no es ciudadana estadounidense, debe saber que si se le condenara de este delito, puede afectar su estatus migratorio, su derecho de permanecer en el país y su capacidad de convertirse en ciudadana naturalizada en el futuro.
And lastly, if you're not from the United States, you do have the right to request that we contact the embassy of your home country and let them know that you're here.
Y por último, si no es usted de Estados Unidos, tiene derecho de solicitar que contactemos a la embajada de su país de origen para informarles que está detenida aquí.
Is there anybody here who's not from the United States and you want us to contact your home embassy?
¿Hay alguna persona presente aquí que no sea de Estados Unidos y desea que contactemos a su embajada de su país?
Anybody?
¿Alguien?
No? All right.
País is country. KM, yeah, I am pretty much on every night. Let me just look quickly. Hope this doesn't fuck anything up. In the month of October, I only took off 3 days. So I streamed 25 out of 28 days so far in October, and one day I did it twice. So, and I was away for 2 weeks. I was working on a vacation, if you will.
All right. I know you all want to get out of jail. If you're able to get out of jail, you need to make sure you show up for all your court dates.
¿Alguien? No. Bueno, entonces, yo sé que todos quieren lograr salir de la cárcel. Si lograra salir de la cárcel, debe volver a comparecer a todas sus citas en la corte.
If you don't, you'll be rearrested and it'll be a lot more difficult for you to get out of jail once you're back here.
Porque si no lo hace, le volverían a arrestar y sería más difícil que pueda volver a salir de la cárcel de nuevo.
So if you're able to get out of jail, don't throw away your paperwork. Pay attention to when you need to be at court.
Yes, it is often for hours that I stream as well. My longest stream on this channel, I think, has been like 9+ hours. Other channel, I had another channel, KCC 1.0, we talk about, and Colin just asked a great question. When is that channel re-eligible for monetization? Colin, currently. But I think I've talked to you about this. Unlike your channel, so Colin's talking about KCC 1.0, the first channel. And the issue for me is that I wasn't demonetized because of a specific video. They didn't email me and say, this video breaks the rules. You have to delete that video or fix this part of this video and you're good. They said they did a review of my entire channel and they didn't give me any specifics. So on that channel, I have 300 plus published videos plus probably 400 unpublished or public videos. So I don't know how to cull the videos in order to make it monetizable again. So at this point, it's not quite what I'm focused on. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I could delete every single video that I made and leave up the lives, but it's just quite ambiguous. And the other problem is that as a creator on YouTube, if you delete the video that you put on your channel, they can still it's anything ever posted to your channel, private or public. And so if you have a video up there and then take it down, you delete it, well, you actually can't peel that video, but it can go against you in the future. So I have to make that sort of determination whether or not it's worthwhile for me to ever appeal any of those, or if it's smarter. You're going to delete everything in a month. See, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to monetize this channel slowly as can be and leave that other channel intact with all of those videos, lives, everything. And I'm probably going to use that channel, even though it's got 3 times or 4 times the subscribers, or actually like 5 times the subscribers of this channel. I'll probably just use it to when I want to break rules and play music, copyright, and all that kind of stuff. Because that's not what you get shut down for, copyright. They just give the money to somebody else. But they do, the reused content was because of my shitty editing, because I'm not a very good video editor. So lives are fine. They're totally fine with lives. It's, it was the videos. So again, all these things are things that everyone sort of does differently. When is your channel eligible for monetization? Do they give you a 30 or a 90-day ban? Because for me, it was 90.
Entonces, si lograra salir de la cárcel, no vaya a votar los documentos que le entreguen y esté al tanto para saber cuándo tiene que volver a comparecer en la corte.
There are 4 ways to get out of jail.
Well, Colin, we could talk about this privately, but my one piece of advice for you would be to start a second channel immediately, which is not against the rules. I've spoken to them at nauseum about that. And you're still getting great turnout on your live. So pump that and get that up to 500 very quickly and then apply for monetization on the new channel. You're allowed to do that. And it's always good to have a backup channel in case of this. I mean, we as YouTube creators, we know those things happen. So ideally, I mean, I thought I was so early on that I hadn't yet reached the point of needing a second channel. But you should make one too. Anybody on YouTube should have more than one channel.
Hay 4 formas para salir de la cárcel.
Actually, I'm just going to cut to the Spanish speaker for now. Margarita Valladares.
Ok, voy a hablar con la persona en español. Margarita Valladares.
Ms. Valladares, you are charged with a 3rd-degree felony injury to a child.
Señorita Valladeras, se le acusa de un delito.
Ew, injury to a child, third-degree felony. Wait, though. Oh, it's injury, not cruelty. Cruelty to children can sometimes refer to fighting in the presence of children in the home. So we have to be careful about that. I believe that's what a third-degree cruelty to children is, at least in Georgia. Yeah, I actually really like doing this. It's not overwhelming to me in that sense. What I find overwhelming is sort of that like why I'm not a good video editor is because I don't like to sit watching videos by myself. I watch them with you guys. I've never watched this video. I've never watched any of what we watched tonight before this. So I watch it all live with you guys, and it's just a different sort of way of doing it. Hi, Jack of Hearts. Welcome, 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 Mayor. Welcome back. I hope you're feeling well. Cantonese. I don't speak Cantonese. Definitely not. But yeah, I don't find it overwhelming. I find it really enjoyable. That's why I do it all the time, and I enjoy it. But it was a lot of fun to get a paycheck from YouTube Daddy every month. I'll tell you that. I'll just say that.
Delito grave de tercer grado por lesionar a un menor de edad.
Your bond amount is set at $5,000.
La cantidad de fianza se le ha fijado en $5,000.
You also have an immigration detainer on your case.
Ahora, en su caso, tiene también una orden de detención de las autoridades de migración.
Now, what that means is that if you do post bond, rather than being released from jail, you'll be transferred to the immigration authorities, and they would decide whether to deport you or not.
Ahora, esto significa que si logra poner la fianza, no se le dejaría en libertad, sino que la trasladarían con las autoridades de migración y ellos van a decidir si la deportan o no.
Now, you're not going to get a personal bond to get out for free because of the immigration detainer.
Ahora, no podrá ser liberada bajo palabra de honor de forma gratuita porque tiene la restricción de la orden.
Oh, KM, don't throw away your jury summons. I have a perfectly legal, ethical, and pretty much foolproof way of you getting out of jury duty, of any of us getting out of jury duty, as a matter of fact. You just go down and tell them that you watch court every single day and that you have opinions about how lawyers should do things and how judges should rule, and that you feel you could sway a jury room. Say that. Watch what happens. You get cut. And it's true too. And you could be like, literally, look at my YouTube history. I watch court every night. Like, I honestly believe all of us would be disqualified if we were honest and they asked the right question. We would all be disqualified just because of that. And that's not even being rude. I know most of us want to be on jury duty, but if they ask the right questions, I know, Colin, but if they had asked that question, because I personally think that it does give it, to some cases, it could be detrimental to have a person like one of us on there. I remember you talking about you being on jury duty, and I remember, but they didn't act right or ask that question, like, do you watch court on a regular basis? Because it's so obscure. But I guarantee you, if you somehow volunteer that information or like act really excited, or you can just show up wearing a cape. That's the other pretty good way of getting out of jury duty. Like, just hang out in a cape, especially a cape with a hood. You're gonna get cut.
De detención de migración.
So, in order to get transferred to immigration, you will need to have to post bond in 3 different ways.
Entonces, para que puedan trasladarla con migración, tendría que poner la fianza de 3 distintas formas.
The first way is if someone comes down to the jail with $5,000 cash. If someone does that, you'll be transferred to immigration, and as long as you show up for all of your court dates, at the end of your case, you'll get your money back.
La primera es que puede conseguir que alguien venga aquí a la cárcel y pague los $5,000 de su fianza en efectivo. Si lo logra, entonces la trasladarían con migración.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I worked for the Attorney General's office. I don't know if that would have precluded me from serving on a jury here, but I've never been called for jury duty. I wonder if that would have at the time. But I would have probably not said that I watch court every day because I would like to be on a jury.
Y si volviera a comparecer a todas sus citas aquí en la corte, cuando se termine de procesar su caso, se le puede reembolsar ese dinero.
Now, if you don't show up for your court dates, you will lose that money, whether you're deported or not.
Ahora, si no volviera a comparecer a todas sus citas en la corte, perderá el dinero de la fianza. No importa si le hayan deportado o no.
The second way to post bond is to go through a bail bond company.
Ahora, la segunda forma para salir es que puede usar los servicios de una agencia de fianzas.
Bail bond company will often charge a percentage of the bond amount as their fee to get you out of jail.
Ahora, la compañía fianzadora suele ser que cobra un porcentaje de su fianza como una tarifa para salir.
Often in Travis County, that starts at around 10% of the bond amount. So for example, in your case, Ms. Valadares, a bail bond company will often charge at least $500 as their fee to get you out of jail, maybe more.
Suele ser que en el condado de Travis, el precio de la tarifa inicia con el 10% del monto de su fianza. Por ejemplo, en su caso, señorita Valladeras o señora Valladeras, una agencia de fianzas le cobraría alrededor de $500 como tarifa para salir o podrían cobrarle más.
It's up to you to find the cheapest bondsman you can find and make your own arrangements with them.
Usted por su cuenta tendría que buscar una compañía más económica y hacer los arreglos directamente con ellos.
Now, you can also go, third way you can get transferred to immigration by posting bond is to go through a lawyer.
Ahora, también la tercera forma para que la trasladen con migración es que puede usar los servicios de un abogado particular.
And your lawyer can try to do a number of things to try to post bond or assist you in posting bond to get you out of jail.
Y el abogado puede intentar varias cosas para ayudarle a que salga de la cárcel bajo fianza.
If you post bond, either through the cash, a bail bond company, or a lawyer, you'll be transferred to immigration, and you can avoid deportation if you can show the immigration authorities you have a legal right to be in the country.
Ahora, si pone la fianza, ya sea en efectivo, toda la cantidad, o con una agencia de fianzas, o con un abogado particular, entonces la van a trasladar con migración. Puede evitar que la deporten si les puede constatar que tiene derecho legal.
Hold on, guys. Let's have a mini celebration for the original channel, which just hit 2,700 subscribers. It's pretty good, especially since I haven't posted in 3 months. And yet it still gets more subscribers. Oh, people still commenting. I switched accounts on my phone because so the downtown area where I live is a very scary place for some people, but what I like to play is the video of me defusing the situation on the bus. How many of you have heard of my bus encounter? I'll try and look for it.
De estar en el país.
Now, if you're not legally here, you may still be able to avoid deportation in certain circumstances, but you need to talk to an immigration lawyer to get further information on your options.
Ahora, si no está legalmente aquí en el país, aún así pudiera evitar que la deporten en ciertas circunstancias, solo que necesitaría consultar con un abogado de migración para ver o saber qué otras opciones tendría disponibles.
You may want to hire a lawyer that practices both criminal and immigration law. There are a lot of lawyers that do both.
querrá contratar un abogado que ejerce derecho penal y derecho de migración. Hay muchos abogados que ejercen los dos derechos.
Okay. All right. Ms. Valadares, as I mentioned,
Please be
you're charged with a
lying,
third-degree
Mike,
felony injury
please.
to a child with a bond amount of $5,000.
Señora o señorita Valladeras, a usted se le acusa, como ya le dije, con un delito grave de tercer grado por lesionar a un menor de edad. Su fianza, $5,000.
Now, if you do manage to bond out of jail, besides showing up for all of your court dates, you are required to obey any condition of the Child Protective Services Safety Plan.
Lanier.
Ahora, señorita Valladares o señora Valladares, si lograra poner la fianza para salir, aparte de que tiene que comparecer a todas sus citas, tiene condición de fianza, tiene que acatar el plan de seguridad de parte de los servicios de protección infantil.
You understand that?
¿Sí entendió?
You understand?
¿Entendió? En voz alta.
He said yes.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
great.
Ha dicho que sí, gracias.
The Child Protective Services may have conditions that prohibit your or limit your contact with your child. And so make sure you pay attention to those conditions and abide by them. Otherwise, you can be rearrested.
Drowning?
Bueno, los servicios de protección infantil puedan ser que tengan condiciones para usted. Puede ser que le prohíban o le limiten el contacto que tenga con su hijo o hija. Entonces tiene que estar al tanto de esas condiciones y tiene que acatar esas condiciones, porque si no, se arriesga a que la vuelvan a arrestar.
All right, Ms. Valadares, do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Señorita o señora Valladares, ¿usted quiere que se le asigne un abogado de oficio o usted misma va a contratar abogado?
Pues me gustaría contratarlo, pero pues tengo que salir de aquí para tener contacto, porque como no tengo cómo contactar.
Well, I would like to hire one, but I would have to get out of here so I could be able to contact one because I have no way of being able to contact one.
Would you like to request a court-appointed attorney for now in case you're not able to hire one?
Bueno, ¿quiere mientras tanto solicitar el abogado de oficio en caso de que no pudiera contratar abogado particular?
Sí, sería bueno.
Yes, that would be good.
All right, if you end up hiring your own lawyer, they can substitute in for the court-appointed lawyer.
Bueno, si resultara que contrata abogado particular, lo puede sustituir por el que se le haya asignado de oficio.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any
Okay.
questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
No, está bien.
No, that's fine.
All right, good luck.
Buena suerte. Your Honor, was there an EPO or was that denied?
It was denied.
Okay, no problem. Just making sure before we hang up. Okay. Thank
Anybody
you.
else, Spanish interpreter, solamente hablar inglés?
¿Alguien
Español.
más en español? ¿Alguien más en español? Okay, I don't see anyone raising their hand.
Oh, all right, thanks a lot, Catalina.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Stand up.
No, not yet.
I just said games.
Hey, is Vigorito, can you put, these waivers are ready to pick up, just FYI, I'm in docket right now. All right,
Sir, can you see Miss DeLon first? She's saying she's hurting, so that way she can go to her cell.
okay, no problem. All right, y'all all heard the various ways in which you can get out of jail. There are actually 4 ways to get out of jail. I already explained.
Stop, Lanier.
You can go through a bail bondsman, you can go through a lawyer, or you can pay the full amount of the bond in cash. The 4th way to get out of jail is you can qualify for a personal bond. A personal bond is where you get released for free based on your promise to come to all your court dates.
Did I get a personal bond, sir?
Just let me finish because I want to
Okay.
explain this to everybody.
Okay.
Actually, let me just go ahead.
Do
and
we
address
think
you
she's
right
gonna get
now.
a
Ms.
personal
DeLon,
bond?
You're charged with a Class B misdemeanor
Do we think Miss DeLonde here, who's got her shirt on backwards, is going to be charged, going to get a personal bond? 1, if you think yes. 2, if you think no. 1, if you think yes, she will get a personal bond. 2, if you think no, or type it in. You know, we don't care. Also, you can vote as many times as you want around here. You can change your vote. You can change your mind. We learn, we grow all the time.
Misdemeanor criminal trespass. Your bond amount's $100. However, I am going to do a personal bond in your case. You are going to be released today for free based on your promise to come to court. You understand you need to show up for all your court dates?
Yes, sir. They give me the
$100?
paperwork. It said to be sure to get the paperwork.
Yeah.
Correct?
Your paperwork will tell you when and where your court date is. Your first court date will be in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you show up.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good luck.
All right, go back to your cell.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
All right. Now, let me just explain to you guys how
$100 is lower than I've ever heard before. Bond companies won't take that. That's why they usually do 500 or 1,000 as the minimum. So I'm pretty surprised to hear that they made it $100 bond and then he turned it into a personal bond. Yeah. Also, please, guys, make sure to like the video. Also, I don't know if we heard. I know Matthew Perry is passed. God, that's sad to say. Gosh, that's just sad.
how personal bonds works. Personal bonds are offered in instances where the case is not too serious and where we have a reasonable certainty that you'll come to court when you're supposed to and that you won't be a danger to others or society if we let you out of jail while your case is pending. So we'll look at the facts of your case, your criminal record, your references, your history of coming to court in the past. And when I call your name, I'll let you know where you stand on a personal bond. If you qualify for a personal bond, you won't, even though you have a bond amount, you won't have to pay it. And as long as you show up for all of your court dates, you would never have to pay the bond amount. If you don't show up for your court dates, then you will be rearrested and then the county will sue you for the full bond amount. So make sure you show up for all of your court dates. Now, if you do get a personal bond, there is a one-time $20 or $40 personal bond that you only need to pay within a week after your release, and an envelope would be attached to your paperwork to send that in. All right. If you qualify for a personal bond, you'll be released in the next few hours. If you don't qualify for a personal bond, then you have 3 other ways to get out of jail, which you heard me explain to the other young lady. Those 3 other ways are you can hire a bail bondsman, you can hire a lawyer, or you can have someone come down to the jail with the full amount of the bond in cash. If you go through a bail bondsman or a lawyer, it's between you and them how much they charge and what they can do for you. As I mentioned, bail bondsmen often charge around 10% of the bond amount. So for example, if your bond's $5,000, a bail bondsman often charge you around $500 or more as their fee to get you out. You can also go through a lawyer. A lawyer can come down here and try to convince me or one of the other judges to give you a personal bond that you weren't able to get on your own. A lawyer can advocate on your behalf based on the unique facts of your case and your situation and try to get you a personal bond. If you don't have the money to hire your own attorney, you can request a court-appointed lawyer, and your court-appointed lawyer can also try to get you out of jail. The last way to get out is to pay the full amount of the bond in cash. If someone comes down to the jail with the full amount, not 10%, but the full amount in cash, cashier's check or money order, then you'll be released and you'll get your money back at the end of the case as long as you show up for all of your court dates. If you go through a bail bondsman or a lawyer, whatever money you pay them, you generally won't get back. That's their fee to get you out. Regardless of how you get out, make sure you show up for all your court dates or you will be rearrested. All right. I'm gonna call your names. I'm gonna tell you your charges and your bond amount, and then I'm gonna ask you whether you want a court-appointed attorney or whether you want to hire your own lawyer. If you have any questions at that point, go ahead and ask me. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Patricia Cookland. Ms. Cookland, you are charged with a Class B misdemeanor driving while
Another driving while intoxicated. Please, guys, reminder, don't drink and drive. It's like really bad.
intoxicated. Your bond amount set at $2,000. However, I am going to do a personal bond in your case. You're going to be released today for free. Make sure you show up for all of your court dates. Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Oh, hire my own, thank you.
Hire your own?
Yes.
All right. Good luck. Did you have any questions?
No. Thank
All
you.
right, good luck. Camry Walker. Miss Walker, you're charged with a Class B misdemeanor criminal trespass. Your bond amount set at $1,000. However, I am going to do a personal bond in your case. You can be released today for free. Make sure you show up for court. Besides showing up for court, Miss Walker, you have one condition you need to comply with, and that is you need to stay away from the Cameron Ridge apartment complex. You understand you can't go back to that entire complex?
Yes, sir. If I do get out, can I call the police to get the rest of my
they're not
stuff
good,
from my
sorry.
mom's house?
Yes, you can call the police or
That was 'cause I left
or
my
the
mic on.
constable's office, ask them to escort you over there to get your stuff, but you cannot go there by yourself.
I'm not gonna go back over there.
You can't go back there without a police escort. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna be released today?
You're going to be released today. One other alternative to get your stuff is you could have some other friend or family member go over there and get your stuff for you and bring it to you, but you cannot go on that property.
Okay, yes, sir.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
A court appointed?
All right. Do you have any questions?
What do I need the lawyer for if I'm gonna get out?
Because you still have to come to, I'm releasing you based on your promise to show up for court. You're gonna have, you can have a court date written on your paperwork. When you get out, it'll be in the next couple of weeks. You need to show up for all your court dates and you need an attorney to represent you when you go to court. So that's what the court-appointed attorney is for, is to represent you when you go to court.
For your case. Your case isn't over. You're just getting out of jail.
Okay,
Okay? That makes
Yes.
sense?
yes, sir.
Okay, make sure you show up for court and don't go back to that apartment complex. All right, good luck. Akira Como. Ms. Como, you are charged with a class. You're charged with a Class B misdemeanor criminal mischief for damaging property. This is a warrant based on an incident that actually happened 4 years ago in 2019. Your bond amount set at $3,000. However, I am going to do a personal bond in your case. You're going to be released today. One of the conditions of your release is you cannot go on the property of 19600 Hempwild in Pflugerville. You can't go back to that complex at all. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
I have a court appointed lawyer already.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
You can return to yourself.
Lisa Lanier,
No, that's the one that's making all the noise.
Ashley Martinez. Ms. Martinez, you are charged with a misdemeanor out of Leander in Williamson County for a criminal mischief charge. Your bond amount's being set at $2,500. At this point in time, you're not going to get a personal bond. I haven't been able to get a copy of the police report detailing what this is all about in Williamson County, and without that information, I'm not comfortable doing a personal bond. Now, if I'm able to get a copy of the police report, which I've tried, but I haven't been able to yet, if I'm able to, then I will consider whether I'm willing to let you out of jail for free based on your promise to come to court. If I'm not, or if I just can't get that report, then you are going to need to go through a bail bondsman or a lawyer or come up with $2,500. If someone comes down here with $2,500, you'll be released and you'll get your money back at the end of the case. If you go through a bail bondsman, they might do it for 10%, which would be $250. Do you understand all that?
Yeah.
You
So how
want
long did it take for you to try to get the report?
well, I can't tell you because I've tried to get a hold of it, but I mean, I'm going to try in the next hour or two.
Okay, when I hear back from you, when you do it, or should I
Yeah.
just go with the bond?
If you don't hear back from me before 3, then you should assume you did not get the personal bond and start working on other options to get out of jail.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Court appointed.
One other thing, Ms. Martinez, you have 4 speeding tickets from the last few years that you never showed up for court for speeding and no insurance and things like that. Now, I'm not going to hold you in jail on traffic tickets, but when you get out of jail, whenever that is, you can have an additional piece of paper telling you when and where you need to show up for traffic court. That's going to be over on Burleson Road on the east side. You need to show up. You don't need an attorney for that, but you do need to show up. That's going to be a totally different court date, totally different building, because your criminal mischief case is going to be handled, that misdemeanor is going to be handled in Williamson County. So you're gonna have a totally separate court date over there. One other thing, Ms. Martinez, if you postpone and get out of jail, it is your responsibility to contact Williamson County and find out when and where you need to show up for court. Because it's not Travis County, I don't necessarily know when your first court date is, which means it's your responsibility to be calling them in the next few days and find out. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. How long have you lived in the Austin area, Ms. Martinez?
My whole 24 years.
Okay, and you've never been arrested before, is that correct?
No.
Your first time in trouble?
Yeah.
Are you working?
Yes, that's what I'm trying. And I also have a 4-month baby that I'm breastfeeding, so I'm really trying to get
Well,
out.
who's the baby with right now?
My mom.
Okay. All right, well, I'll see what I can do about getting that report. Make sure you show up for court.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck. Jennifer Thornton. Ms. Thornton, you're charged with a Class A misdemeanor assault causing bodily injury to a family or household member. Hold on just one second. Let me just remind myself of something here.
I'm calling a meth charge on this lady.
Ms. Thornton, do you have friends or family that can help find you out?
I'm estranged from my family. I'm estranged from my family. It's just me and my child, and I work. I'm a caretaker.
Stop.
I'm on apartment. I just bought a new ride. I'm just strapped right now. I was getting my life together.
All right, how old's your child?
He's 6.
6? Okay, who's he with right now? Do you know?
My daughter, but she takes care of autistic kids, and she's having to leave work. She's in St. Marcus.
Okay,
Yeah.
your daughter's an adult then.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay, so she's an adult, she has a place to live, and she's got your son right now, is that
She's
correct?
living in a college dorm. Yeah.
Okay,
And she works, and she can't work right now because she can't afford childcare.
I understand.
Yeah.
So you don't have any friends or family that can help
No.
out? with you?
No, sir, I do not. And I'm strapped on my cash because I had a plan to build my credit up to buy land. And this wasn't,
Yeah,
yeah,
I get it.
well, I'm not gonna talk about my case, but
No, I don't want you to get into the.
I'm not going to.
It's
I'm
a
not going
recorded
to.
proceeding, so I
Yes,
don't want
sir.
you to say
I'm not.
anything. Talk to your lawyer about that. I know you have your side of the story, and I know you want to say something, but you can't. You need to discuss that with your lawyer. I'm familiar with the allegations involved in the case, and
Yes, things don't always look how they are, not how they look.
I understand. Now, I noticed you haven't been arrested since 2008. Is that correct?
No, I had 3 misdemeanor thefts that rolled into a felony.
When was that?
Oh, a long time ago. I have complex PTSD.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't been arrested since 2000?
No, sir, I haven't.
That's what I
No.
mean. I
Yes,
saw
sir.
you got these charges back in Houston back in 2008 and in
Yes,
the-
sir.
and
Yes,
but
sir.
you haven't been arrested since then. How long you been living in Austin?
I've been living here since COVID happened. I was in Killeen. I moved here 4 years. 4 years.
Where do you work?
I was working at the Mary Lee Foundation as a caretaker, but I took a client to another company with consumer directed services. I take care of the lady every day.
Every day. Okay.
Yeah. And she doesn't have me right now.
Does your daughter have money to bond you out?
She's a college student. And she pays her own, she pays her own way because she's a good kid.
Well,
I'll just say that these events don't warrant me my whole life destroyed. I've worked really hard, sir, to have my own place for 3 years. I just bought a vehicle.
let me ask you this. And I don't want you to get into the facts of the case.
No,
but
sir.
get some clarity on, my understanding is you and this individual have been dating for 2 months. Is that correct?
His best friend was living with me, this female, and she wasn't putting in, so I had to let her out. He would come over to hang out with her, and he never left. And started a relationship with me to get into my place because he does. It's a long. Yeah.
How long have y'all been living together in that place?
2 months.
2 months.
We don't even know each other.
Okay. And
He just wouldn't leave.
Where did he live before that?
His parents. He got fired.
His parents lived here in Austin?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Thornton, your bond amount set at $2,000. Now, a bail bond company will often charge around 10%, which in this case would be $200. Now, I can tell you that based upon the information that I have right now, I'm not at a place where I'm comfortable doing a personal bond. So I tried to take your financial situation into consideration and set a bond that would be reachable, perhaps even for your daughter and her situation, to hire a bail bondsman. Do you think she can afford $200?
The $200 is taking food out of my kid's mouth. It's going to be everything. She's going to have to. It's all
I
right.
understand, but you could pay her back when you get out, right?
I mean, yeah, anything can happen. Sure. Yes.
Okay. Well, look, my point is I'm trying to set a bond that's based upon what something that you can handle, but based on
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
But based upon the information I have, I'm not comfortable doing a personal bond under the circumstances.
Yes.
I can tell you that there was a request for an emergency protective order in this case to prohibit you from going back to the house. I denied that under the circumstances, or because of the concerns that I had about some of the factors surrounding this. But you're not prohibited from going back there, but I'm going to warn you.
Yes.
Right? If he's still there, when you get back there, you need to make sure you resolve any conflict in a non-physical fashion. Otherwise, you can be rearrested. You can be right back here. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I do. My brother is going to be with me.
Okay.
The whole time.
Your brother lives here?
He lives in Austin. Well, he's not. I took care of his mom for 3 years. She died of COVID, and that's why I moved here. So he's like my brother.
Does help bond you out?
No, he can't because he's disabled.
Okay.
Well, but he's gonna stay with me.
Okay, that's a good idea. What I was gonna suggest is that you have someone else there.
Yes, I will.
There are witnesses and there are other people involved. If you have to start eviction proceedings, that's up to you. But the point is that there needs to be no more physical altercation between the two of you. I know this is a challenging situation.
It is.
Make sure you show up for all your court dates. You
Yes,
understand
sir.
that?
Okay.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Court appointed, please.
Do you have any questions?
Right now he illegally used my vehicle. It's not his. I just called my neighbor. She said that he took my vehicle today. Is that allowed?
I'll talk to your lawyer about that. I mean,
Okay, I didn't know.
I mean, I hear you, but the thing is,
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, yeah. You don't know.
Situation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whether he has.
That's fine. I didn't know if there's a law or
anything like
something.
that. Talk
Okay.
to your lawyer about it, and you could even talk to the police if you believe that he doesn't have consent to drive the vehicle and that he's taking it without consent. You can call the police and ask them to look into it and investigate that. You certainly have the right to do that. Okay.
Thank you.
I just can't make some declarative statement on who's wrong and right here.
Advice was great.
Okay. All right. Make sure you show up for all your court dates and don't get in any physical altercation with him if he's still in the house. All right. Good luck. Are we
That
doing
sounds
Lisa
bad.
Lanier?
Oh, unfortunately.
Last one. Well, you
Can I
got-
book Key Madrid? Thank you.
Our final round for the evening, and then I think, Colin, were you going live too?
We have 3 on post 3 and 1 in medical.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do
Not
those.
post 3, post 4.
What's that?
We have 3 on post 4 and 1 in medical.
Okay.
I don't know what you want to do.
Well, it's up to you if you still got time to do it.
Oh, okay.
What do you have?
That's perfect. 6 minutes
This
plus me is
the-
15.
Now she wants to lay down after all of
freaking noise and drama she caused. Yeah.
So it's already been signed by somebody else. You just need an EPO attached.
Yeah, just whatever you need to do, review the EPO attachment, whatever, I just stay back with the.
Now you want to lay down.
This will be quick.
Darn miserable.
Yeah.
Hey, on, Ortega, Luis,
Yep.
the, affidavit wasn't signed.
I can barely hear
My
you.
bad. Can you bring it to me?
Sure.
All right.
There.
Stop moving the side.
Lisa Lanier, can you hear me okay?
Why are you? I'm married. I'll just go with there to Mr. Dean, to Gobi.
Okay.
I don't know why she keeps calling me Miss Lanier. That was when I was 5.
Okay. Is your first name Lisa?
Yes, Lisa Ann.
Okay. Lisa, I'm the magistrate judge here to explain your charge, your rights, and your options on how to get out of jail.
Thought I want to go back. I'm sorry. Don't worry. We have time. First of all, this lady's been causing troubles in this jail. This the court, the CO has, this judge is really nice. I think we heard from that at the beginning when they say, that this is the best judge to get. Although I do think that if it was, Judge Jeffers, the lady that we saw earlier today, that she would have gotten rid of that dude's traffic tickets or that lady's traffic tickets instead of just giving her a date for it. But, okay, so let's just listen again. But I really like how the judge just sidesteps. Again, you got to sidestep the problem. So this person seems to be bothered by their last name. Well, what do we call you by your first name? And let's go from there.
Hey, on, Ortega, Luis,
Yep.
the, affidavit wasn't signed.
I can barely hear
My
you.
bad. Can you bring it to me?
Sure.
All right.
There.
Stop moving the side.
Lisa Lanier, can you hear me okay?
Why are you? I'm married. I'll just go with there to Mr. Dean, to Gobi.
Okay.
I don't know why she keeps calling me Miss Lanier. That was when I was 5.
Okay. Is your first name Lisa?
Yes, Lisa Ann.
Okay. Lisa, I'm the magistrate judge here to explain your charge, your rights, and your options on how to get out of jail. Miss Lisa, you are charged with a Class B misdemeanor indecent exposure.
I had to go potty. I was just pepper sprayed and I had to go potty.
Talk to your lawyer about your.
Did she just say she was just pepper sprayed and she had to go potty? They're charging her with indecent exposure. Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh, what the fucking fuck? Oh, if only I knew how to get that. Well, I'm sure I could sort of figure it out. How would you go about getting the body cam footage of that incident?
Your side of the story on things. Your bond amount is set at $300. And you're not going to get a personal bond. You're going to need to go through a lawyer or a bail bond.
I got a lawyer. His name's Robert Keats.
Okay. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer then?
No, his name is Robert Keats.
I know. Right. So you want a court-appointed lawyer then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your bond's $300, but you're not going to get out of jail for free. You can talk to your court-appointed lawyer and see what they could do to help bond you out of jail. If you do postpone and get out of jail, Ms. Lisa, besides showing up for all your court dates, you are required to report to a mental health supervision officer.
I do, yeah. My mental health is Hyman. Hyman, I forgot her last name. And then that's HHSP is my people. Hyman. Her last name.
When you get out of jail, you're going to have a piece of paper with the name and number of a person that you need to contact within 24 hours of your release.
I do
set up an appointment with them and report into them whenever they're required. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Can you move your hand, please, ma'am? I'm holding this computer, so just listen. Don't yell at me, sir, ma'am.
So show up for all of your court dates.
Sir, I'm a concierge. I'm the front desk at the Hampton Inn now. I know who I am. At the Hampton.
I'm so sorry. This is a 5150 all the way, and I apologize for laughing so hard. But wouldn't the Hampton Inn just be so happy? I identify as the front desk at the Hampton Inn.
Hampton Inn, right up there by the parks. I'm the front desk person, the concierge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have money in my bank account. I have like,
Well, if you have money, your bond amount's $300. If you have $300, you can
call
go
my, I have to call Autumn Guinness. She's in charge of my money.
Okay.
I'm okay. I just had to go potty. I had just been pepper sprayed and almost raped.
Okay.
I don't know, pepper sprayed me on 6th Street and he tried to rape me. God saw it happen. Everybody saw it happen. I was talking to Joshua, my ex-boyfriend, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go around the corner and go pee. I'll be right back. And
Okay,
I went
I
around.
don't want you to get into the facts of the case. Talk to your lawyer about it.
And
Talk to your lawyer about it. Let me go over your rights under the Constitution in any criminal case. All right.
I studied law in college, so I know them all.
Okay.
How could this not get any better? Tommy, welcome. She's hitting all the notes, right, Sophie? She studied law in college. She doesn't even need his experience right here. Yeah, I mean, she may be in the cell, but it's so obvious why she was peeing in public that this is even crazy. Tommy, I hope you're doing well. I heard you just hit 2500. Was that right? Congratulations. I just hit 2700 on the old channel, which is DOA, Dead on Arrival. I don't know what to call it. Regardless, I'm studying law right now, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Also, Mike, she gets and I don't. Oh, what a crazy, crazy thing. Congrats, Tommy. I'm so happy for you. You've been pumping out good content lately, man. Keep up the good work. It takes a lot of effort. Also, please hit the like button. You know how YouTube Daddy loves that kind of thing.
I know. In any criminal case, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements about your case. If you give up your right to remain silent, whatever you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you. If you don't have the money to hire your own attorney, you can request a court-appointed attorney, which you've already requested. If the police or the prosecutor want to talk to you about the facts of your case, you don't have to talk to them about it.
Remember, sorry, just for anybody just joining us, this woman claims to have been pepper sprayed, R-worded, had to go potty, and that's why she's getting an indecent exposure charge. Oh, what an ending case. Actually, hold on. I just need to hear her say that again.
Okay.
Court, they require. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Can you move your hand, please, ma'am? I'm holding this computer, so just listen. Don't yell at me, sir, ma'am.
Show up for all of your court dates.
Well, I'm a concierge. I'm the front desk at the Hampton Inn now. I know who I am. At the Hampton Inn, right up there by the parks. I'm the front desk person, the concierge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have money in my bank account. I have like.
Well, if you have money, your bond amount's $300. If you have $300, you can
call my I have to call Autumn Guinness. She's in charge of my money.
Okay.
I'm okay. I just had to go potty. I had just been pepper sprayed and almost raped.
Okay.
I don't know, pepper sprayed me on 6th Street and he tried to rape me. God saw it happen. Everybody saw it happen. I was talking to Joshua, my ex-boyfriend, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go around the corner and go pee. I'll be right back. And
Okay,
I
don't want you to get into the facts of the case. Talk to your lawyer about it. Talk to your lawyer about it. Let me go over your rights under the Constitution in any criminal case. All right.
I studied law in college, so I know them all.
Okay, I know. In any criminal case, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements about your case. If you give up your right to remain silent, whatever you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you. If you don't have the money to hire your own attorney, you can request a court-appointed attorney, which you've already requested. If the police or the prosecutor want to talk to you about the facts of your case, you don't have to talk to them about it if you don't want to. If you choose to talk to them, you can end the interview at any time. You have the right to have a lawyer present during any discussion with the police or prosecutor about your case. You also have a right to a reasonable amount of time to talk with your lawyer before making any decisions on your case. Are you from the United States?
Yes, sir. Richmond,
Okay.
Virginia.
All right. All right. So your bond's 300.
Oh, I didn't say 3,000.
If someone pays 300, you'll be released and you'll get your money back at the end of the case as long as you show up in court.
I'm in tomorrow, so I know I went.
You know the routine, and your court-appointed attorney will reach out to you in the next couple of days, and you could talk to them about what they could do to get out of jail. Make sure you show up for court.
I might go to a boarding house after this.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I was staying with my boyfriend in a tent, but I don't think that's proper living. I mean, he's got all the stuff, I mean, right there in the tent. So I mean, Tobias Dean hasn't been in trouble for a long time.
Make sure you, again, besides showing up for court, make sure you report to your mental health supervision officer. You can have a paper with a phone number. You need to call that and set up an appointment with them, okay?
I don't have a phone, so they come to me. He's gonna get me a phone. He told me to get me a phone tomorrow, which is today, but we're kind of broke.
All right. Talk to your lawyer about that.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
All right, I want to go to post 4.
Oh my God, that was insane. That was seriously crazy. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We have had quite the evening. It's now evening. Oh, it's actually still light outside, so I'm probably gonna go for a little walk. But Colin's streaming soon. Tommy's here. He just hit 2,500. If you're not already subbed to those channels, go try and sub to them. You know, they're court adjacent, as I always say. You guys, I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. If you're new, I appreciate it. Please come back. We have a lot of fun. Please, let's keep this going. I know, Mike. Yeah, keep it going in another stream. I've almost hit 3 hours, which for me is like a weirdly average Saturday, but it's time. It's time. Please remember that I love you. I'm proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow. It is Sunday Court Watchers meeting tomorrow, so we will see you tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye. I heard that Larry Beaver may be making an appearance at the meeting tomorrow. So thanks so much. Bye, guys.